Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic, and I am wearing the Chewbacca onesie, which means we have hit 1,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that it happened this quickly. So hopefully we can get some more people on here. But yes, I am wearing the Chewbacca onesie. It is already hot, and I just put it on like 5 minutes ago. But yeah, I got the whole sash and everything. Yeah. Oh boy, this thing is hot. But we got 6 people. Oh my god, we have 6 people in here already. Everyone's gonna be like, "What is going on? And what in the hell is he wearing?" Oh, what's going on, everybody? Oh my goodness, guys, I cannot believe it. I never thought I would ever hit 1,000, like in general. But the fact that I hit it in the amount of time that I have, I am just like. I am just so thankful to every single one of y'all, and I'm going to say that again like several times throughout the video. But oh my goodness, we have 10 people. I'm not on the comments yet, but guys, I just want to say thank y'all so much for all of the support. It's meant so much to me, and the fact that there are people who are wanting to engage with this content. It's just, guys, it's awesome. I love y'all so much. All right, so let's go ahead and alrighty. How is everybody doing? This has been a crazy day. Happy 4th of July, everybody. This is just, oh man, this is amazing. And it's already so hot in this thing. Why did I suggest this? This is what y'all asked for. This is what you wanted. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, let's get the comments open. I can only imagine what these comments are going to be saying. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. This is how much I love you guys. I am willing to don this bad boy, which in the winter would be comfortable. Like if it was winter right now, I would be like, this is comfy. I love it. But it's hot. It's it's the summer here in Louisiana where it's like hot and humid outside, and my AC is blowing all over me. But hold on one second, let me get the chat up. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Everybody. All the regulars are here, it seems. All right, live chat. All right. Let's see. Waven22 says, too late for me, but all of you have a great time and congrats, bro. Well, thank you, Waven22. I appreciate that. Hopefully you've stayed on long enough to see the onesie, though, because that's what it's all about. Laura, what is up, Laura? Welcome back. Hello, hello. Waven says, OF, I made it. Well, I'm glad you made it. Yes, awesome. Voorhees67, what's up? I heard your name in Geeks and Gamers live chat, Jeremy's live chat not too long ago. Welcome, welcome. Waven, congratulations. Thank you very much. Voorhees says, roll tide, roll tide. My wife would not like that, but I don't mind it because I'm not an LSU fan. Waven says, almost as furry as your beard. Yes, yes, almost. Voorhees, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Voorhees. I've seen you several times in the live chat that Jeremy's done for over a month and a half now since I've been watching his chat. So it's really great to have you here. It's great to see you here. System says you look like Obi-Wan / Chewie. I know it's because it has this hood, which again, if I was down here, I would look like Obi-Wan Kenobi. But like with up here, you could see, oh, there's the Chewie sash and such. Emma Louise, what's up, Emma Louise? Welcome back. I need one of those onesies. I know it's, again, if it was cold right now, I would be quite comfy, but because it's hot down here, I am not. Live Free, what is up? Live Free, welcome, welcome. Emma Louise, congrats. Thank you very much. Donald Hudson, Asgardians Assemble. Absolutely, Asgardians Assemble. I know that I'm on earlier, but I didn't think I'd be hitting 1,000 today, and so when I did, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to get on early because I know that I was talking to at least Waven22. I know that he was about to go to bed at the time that I had originally planned, so I wanted to get on early. That way everyone could see the onesie in all of its glory, and I'll show it off as the night goes on for sure. Greta says, I'm here. Well, good. Stephanie B says, hello, I missed y'all. Stephanie B, welcome back. We missed you last night. Glad to have you here. Hope everything went well today with all the food and all the families. That goes for everyone. Hope everyone had a really great July 4th if you're from the United States. Hope you had a great July 4th. Hope you have some really good food. Hope you had some barbecue. I, unfortunately, did not have anyone that was doing barbecue because a lot of my really close friends don't live here anymore. My wife's out of town, and yeah, things are going crazy right now. So I did not get to have barbecue today, but I did get to have some really awesome pastaroni. So, and of course, my dogs are just, freaking out. Greg says, let's be the onesie. Here it is right here. Vori says, hey, Stephanie, didn't know you worked here. Yep. She was made a mod not too long ago. She is a member of my Valkyrie is what we call them. Tina, what is up, Tina? Stop subverting my expectations and coming on when I was ready. And you look adorable. Happy 4th of July. I'll be back. Well, thank you very much, Tina. Again, I'm going to be going for as long as I normally do, probably till like 10 or 10:30, but I wanted to jump on early just in case there are people who could not make it. So sorry for anyone who maybe didn't know. And also, too, Tina, since the notification tends not to go out for you on time, maybe you'll get the notification. Hope all is well. Humphrey Bear, Chewy, is that? Yeah. I know, it's like if the beard wasn't enough already, I've got this onesie. I just hope no one knocks on my door and have to go answer it, because that would be awkward. Now my dogs went again. I try to get my dogs in here at the very beginning of the stream, and they Tom Hudson says I might need to get my blinders. Why would you get your blinders? Ryan Johnson Carby says 2K, will you dress up in a Princess Leia slave outfit? Because of the nature of my job, probably not, but I'm open to suggestions for when that happens, because I guess that's the next stretch goal. I think the next big goal we had was 5K. I'll do the live stream in my onesie from the parking lot of Popeyes while eating Popeyes. That'll be what we do at 5K. I don't know what we'll do at 2K. I'll take suggestions, though. Can't do Slave Leia, though. Can't do Slave Leia. Emily says it's winter in Australia, and I need one. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, so I don't know exactly where this was given to me as a Christmas gift from my brother-in-law because he knows how much I like Star Wars. So, yeah, this is like the second time I've worn it, but it's very comfortable. I wish I'd worn this more often in the wintertime. Darcipio, what is up, Darcipio? Hello from Northern California. Odin Chewy, congrats on 1,000 subs. Thank you, Darcipio. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Xenomorph, look more like an Ewok. I guess so. I mean, it is. I mean, as you can see, I mean, this is indeed what, Chewbacca wears. But yeah, I kind of wish it had like a mask. That would think would be even more creepier. But that might have scared off Stephanie, because Stephanie does not like masks very well, at least the masks that Cecil wear. Waven says, well, I'm here for a short while, but thanks. Well, I'm glad that you are here. Chuck Graham says, congrats. Well, thank you very much. He says, what a beautiful beard, dude. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. 70B, definitely. She is a Valkyrie. Waven says, dude, you didn't have to go on earlier for me. Awesome of you, of course, but you don't need to do that. Well, I mean, you were one that was talking to me, and I know that I did a live stream yesterday early as well, and we had more people on. So I figured that there might be some people that might do better at these earlier times, since I know that people watch from, all the various different places where the time zones are all out of whack. So I just wanted to make sure that, I wanted to make sure that everyone had a chance to see, the majesty of the onesie. He says, no idea what that means, but awesome. Okay, so I am Odin, so therefore this is indeed Asgard, and therefore my generals, my mods, we call them the Valkyrie, and that is what that means. Lethal Lightning, congratulations on 1K. Well, thank you, Lethal Lightning. I greatly appreciate that. Guys, check out Lethal Lightning's channel. He is awesome. We are going to be doing a low council together one week. If you don't know what that means, please check out previous live streams. They are fun. Let's see. Waven 22 says, I see you again, Tina. He says, I'm new, hence the Vaseline thing. Hey, it's okay. You are more than welcome here. Oh, the Valkyrie. Yeah. Yeah, but I say Vaseline Valkyrie. I guess that's a spell check thing. It's so funny what spell check will do these days. Jeffrey Toon, I'm late. Hey, you know what? That's okay. And you know what? It's okay that you weren't first on my video today. You can't win them all, Jeffrey Toon, but at least you're here. You are witnessing the onesie in its majesty. Don't worry. I'm going to show it off to y'all in a second once I get to, if I ever get caught up in the chat. Let's see. Nice to hear. Everyone's saying hello. Emma Louise, what is Popeyes? It is a chicken place, and it is wonderful. It is some of the most delicious chicken you'll ever get. All right, my dogs are barking, so hold on one second, guys. I need to get them real quick. And also, you get to see the onesie a little bit more. Yeah, here it is, guys. Do I look good? Do I look good? Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. We've got the puppies with us tonight as well. It is 4th of July, so River. Oh, man. Oh, boy, this was a mistake. River. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. That was my dog, River. She gets terrified of fireworks, and since it is the 4th of July and we live right near a baseball park, they are doing fireworks tonight, so she is already starting to freak out. And when she does, she goes crazy. and she knocks my stuff over, including my computer. So sorry about that. But anyway, Emma Louise, you said, what is Popeye? So basically it came from Louisiana, which is the state that I live in, but they have locations all across the country. And basically it's just really delicious fried chicken and really good sides, etc. Donald Henson says Deadpool costume. I could possibly think about doing a Deadpool costume at 2000. Definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility. I don't own one, so I'd have to find one, but I could definitely look into that. Let's see. 70V says you got major ad space on GG. I know, it was crazy. Like, I was just, I was listening to everything he was saying and how like he had gotten harassed by that guy. And so I just wanted to thank him and just show him like, this is what this guy does. This guy got me to this point. He got me the number. I know that he said it was me, but I really do owe so much to Jeremy because he has been so supportive. He's given me such great advice. And I don't know if I would be at this point without Jeremy. And so that's why I wanted to, of course, give him the super chat, give him that kind of donation. But it was awesome. I'm so thankful for everything that Jeremy's done for me. And so, yeah, that today was awesome. That today pushed me over. Like we were, I think 20 behind or like 25 this morning, maybe like 30 this morning. And then we were like maybe 20, 25 at that point. And we got it within like an hour. We got to 1,000. So yeah, I owe so much to Jeremy for that. Tina says, okay, I need wine. Like I said, you came on when I was expecting you. Well, that's why I came on early, Tina. That way you could have the time to get wine, because I know that you wanted to get a glass of wine on the night that we hit 1K so that you could enjoy the onesie. Adam Davies, what is up, Adam Davies? He says, hi, everyone. Looking good, mate. Thank you. Does PETA know about your Wookiee skin row? No, they do not. And let's keep it that way. Let's keep that a secret. Let's keep that between us. Because the last thing that hey. Sorry, those are my dogs. The last thing that we want is PETA breathing down my throat, because that wouldn't be good. Yes, do you want to join the chat? What are you doing? Did you want to join the chat? Huh? Did you want to join the chat? Huh? Puppies. Puppies. Yes. The puppies are great. The puppies are life. The puppies are bae. Don't get on that side. I have books there, and she knocks them down every time. Stephanie said, oh, sorry. Ryan Johnson Scribe says, Popeyes is a great Robin Williams movie. Oh, yeah, Popeye. So, yeah, Popeye was a great. I actually really liked him in that. I thought he was a really good Popeye. Stephanie B says, no, Cecil. No, we love Cecil. If I could ever do a collaboration with Cecil, that would make my life. Sis Mara says, do you think your dogs think you had become a dog man? Well, actually, I did this on purpose. So instead of putting my onesie on in my bedroom and then coming out, I brought it out to them so that they could sniff it, and then put it on in front of them so that way they wouldn't freak out. Because if I had just put this on and walked out, I know Willow probably would have freaked out and started barking at me, which I did not want. Lilo says, shout out to Emma, fellow Australian. Absolutely. We have a lot of Australians in this chat. It's awesome. Let's see. Good day. Chuck Graham says that looks hot as hell. Yeah, it's definitely not comfortable with the heat right now. I gotta have the AC on, but it's still not quite enough to to get me past it. Caleb Weiberg says random comment. Well, I appreciate your random comment, Caleb Weiberg. Wayman22 says, well, I appreciate earlier streams, dude. Be right back though. Need to brush my teeth. Well, you go right ahead and brush your teeth. I appreciate that. Jata Xenomorph, and congrats on 1,000 subscribers. Well, thank you very much, Xenomorph. I appreciate that so much. Let's see. Everyone say hello. Voorhees, what's Popeyes? It's like KFC for poor people. No. Popeyes is like KFC for middle-class people. I was going to say rich people, but middle-class people. Popeyes is the superior chicken. There is no better chicken strip as far as fast food chains are concerned than Popeyes. Changed my mind. That's all I'm going to say about that. Changed my mind. Somebody says, you look awesome. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Louis says, nice. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Popeyes is so good. Jeffrey Toon says, oh, impressive. Well, thank you. Donald Hudson says, time for sky flowers to start blooming here. I live in the capital city. Oh, man. Well, I am very, very... Donald Hudson, I'm assuming you mean the United States. I'm very sorry that my Red Sox won today then. But no hard feelings, man. It is the 4th of July, and we are all American, or at least I'm talking about me and you. Sharon Ferguson. What is up, Sharon Ferguson? That's a new name to the chat. Welcome. You look good. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Lilo Lightning. My internet is being trashed lately. I don't know how much I'll be able to watch. Well, for whatever you can, I will appreciate that. Let's see. Tina says, oh my gosh, look at that onesie. It is ridiculous. Sharon Ferguson says, bottle stands by you, Tina. Don Hudson says, what? Well, last name guy says, definitely need one of those onesies. I know, right? I mean, again, when it's cold, this thing is amazing, but right now, not so much. Shares Ferguson says, hello, Odin, brand new here. Tina's friend. Well, if you're a friend of Tina, then you are more than welcome because she is a Valkyrie and she is awesome. Let's see. Tina says, another subscriber for you. Say hi to my friend Sharon Ferguson. Hello, Sharon Ferguson. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thanks for joining us on the live stream as well. And I hope that you are appreciating and enjoy the onesie, for it is indeed comfortable. Well, it's comfortable, but it's also hot. I guess that's the thing. It's uncomfortable because it's hot, but it's still also very, very comfy because it's a very soft fabric, and I like it. It's like I want to pet myself. That's how comfortable it is. Let's see. Darcivia says, how about the God of Thunder for 2,000 subs? I could do that. I would like to dress up like Thor. I think Thor, Deadpool, those would be really cool to dress up as. I'm definitely willing to take suggestions though. So I might actually, I need to find out a way how to create like a community tab on YouTube because I know Geeks and Gamers, I know Jeremy knows how to do it. I don't. So maybe if any of y'all can give me suggestions on that, because then I want to make a poll or just a post say, give me some recommendations, and then I'll take like my top 5 favorite ideas, and then I'll make a poll, and then y'all will get to decide what happens with that. So, Sharon Ferguson says, Stephanie, I know you. Hello, fellow Texan. Yes, the Texans are strong. I don't know if I mentioned this on a live stream before. I lived in Texas for about 5 months after Hurricane Katrina. So Texas has a very, very special place in my heart. And so I love Texas. And of course, I love Steph. She is amazing, and she is a great Valkyrie. Let's see. Emily says, that sounds amazing. I love fried chicken. I think I would definitely put on 50 when I went to the US. Yes. I mean, that's the reason why. So it's delicious, but it's also so bad for you. Like obviously fried chicken's bad for you no matter what, but like in general, this one's even worse. It's so greasy, but it's so good. That's why I limit myself to, I can't have it more than once a month. That's why I put my limit on myself, because if I didn't, I would absolutely gain that much weight. Sammy B says, Odin the Humble. Well, thank you very much. Tina says, I heard him mention you. Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Like Jeremy's such a cool guy. And I know he's coming down to New Orleans pretty soon. So that I'm very excited for. I cannot wait to meet him. Jeffrey Toon says, no, don't do the Deadpool. You will hide your magnificent beard. It's the source of your power. Yes, but maybe I could do maybe I can do like the mask, like only way down to here. That way the beard still shows, but I've got everything else as Deadpool. Maybe. But Jeffrey, I think that's a good shout. I think that's a good shout because it is where I draw my power from. It's like Samson. If my beard gets shaved off, then I lose my power, and that's not good. Sharon Ferguson says, Jeremy is awesome. He is so awesome. He is so freaking cool. Tina is laughing. Donald Hudson says, no, cut the bottom of the mask for Deadpool. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So he says, River Girl. Yes, my little River baby. Well, last name guy says, gee, doggos. I know sometimes they're amazing and I love them, but sometimes they are chaotic and they will just destroy everything. Donald Hudson says, bearded Deadpool. We can do that. Sharon Ferguson says, hunting Ewoks. Alien is in the chat, guys. Alien. So if you don't know anything about Alien's been in almost every live stream. And what Alien will do is he'll just lurk in the shadows and then throw a random hi or like a random cool. And at the very end, he always says bye, but that's all he ever says. So he just creeps in the shadows and then eventually will say things, and it's awesome. But Alien, we've missed you the last couple live streams, so thanks for joining us tonight. Vori67 says, Jeremy brought me here. You have a great personality, and this live stream has inspired me to start making videos. I don't know when, but I'm super excited about it. Well, that is awesome, Voorhees. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and thanks for joining us. Again, we do this almost every night. I think tomorrow will be the day I take off. I think that the way I'm going to try and do it, if I can, is to do 6 out of the 7 days of a live stream and then just take one night off. Thursday is a good night because that's when a lot of new movies come out. And so that will be my day to like watch movies. And of course, also I might have to like, shorten the time, spend more time with the wife and everything. But the wife's out of town this week. So that's why I've been able to do a lot more of these for a lot longer. But I think that's like the schedule I want to have set up, is to do maybe 6 out of the 7 days to do a live stream and then see what we can do from there. Jeffrey Toon says, your dogs need a chill pill. Yes, they do. They've chilled down a little bit right now. So River is actually eating my futon. So she's just chewing on the one of the corners of my futon, while Willow is just giving me this very stupid look, but it's because she's full of love. She's amazing. Hi, Willow. Oh, you're such a sweet baby. She's so tall, too. Sharon Ferguson says, are you aware of Jamie Costa, who is frighteningly like Robin Williams impersonations? Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you. So I actually mentioned him in a previous live stream, but I forgot his name. So thank you for that. So guys, yeah, check out, if you like Robin Williams, check out Jamie Costa and check out all of his impersonations are great, but his Robin Williams is spot on. And he did a video compilation of all the impersonations that he did as a tribute to Robin Williams. And it's really, really great. It's very heartwarming. Emma Louise says, your dog is called Willow. Love it. Yeah. So I have Willow Wash. So Willow being from Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Wash being from one of my all-time favorite sci-fi shows, Firefly. And River is River Sophia. Sophia was just because we like the name Sophia, but River comes from River Tam, also from Firefly fame, but also also as a spiritual successor, or rather a spiritual sibling, the name is also associated with River Song from Doctor Who, since me and my wife are both also Doctor Who fans as well. Sharon Ferguson said he did a Han Solo film last year. Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, Jamie Costa did one, and his Han Solo is fantastic. So if you Alden Ehrenreich, I'm sorry, like he might be a fine actor. He was just not Han Solo. Jamie Costa though would have been a great one, I thought. Well, last name guy says hello. Well, welcome. Well, last name guy. Oh, see, Don Husband said be very, very quiet. I am hunting Ewoks. Actually, since I am actually so I would say I'm hunting porgs. So since I am Chewbacca, be quiet. I'm hunting porgs, everybody. Let's see. Sharon Ferguson says Cajun fried chicken, like Chick-fil-A. Yeah, so Chick-fil-A is okay. Chick-fil-A to me is overpriced. It's too expensive for what you get. Popeyes is decently priced and it's delicious. It's like the best tasting chicken for sure. But yeah, Chick-fil-A is good. I do like Chick-fil-A. I just think it's overpriced. Bori says, it's been so long since I've had Popeyes, since all the stores went out of business around me growing up. Not too many of them in LA either. Oh, so wait, are you from LA? Are you from Los Angeles? I actually spent 9 months in Los Angeles. I worked in Culver City, and I lived in Mar Vista. I don't know if you know what that means, but I lived literally off of Venice Boulevard for 9 months because I was working for an independent production company, a film production company. But yeah, I mean, I love LA. I mean that in like the weather, but like the people and politics, obviously I could do without, but the weather, so good. See, this in LA right now would be very comfortable. Popeyes is superior to KFC until you come to my hometown. We have a few great soul food restaurants here locally. And yes, Chick-fil-A, Sharon Ferguson. Yes, Popeyes is indeed superior. But again, obviously, if you're talking about, so again, as far as fast food, it is the best fast food fried chicken. Now, of course, there are probably some more local, soul food places that are much better, like quality wise and taste wise. But I mean, when we talk about fast food, Donald Hudson says Michigan's capital. Oh, okay, Michigan. Never mind. Waven22, I'm back. All you lovely people, welcome back. Welcome back. Waven. Emma Louise says, I like the sound of Cajun fried chicken. It is so good. It's just spicy and delicious, and it's just makes me all warm inside. Waven says, won't stay long. Wednesday means chemotherapy, so I'm not feeling very good, but I'm glad I could catch the stream. Well, Waven, I actually had no idea about that. So you will be, I mean, all of y'all are always in my prayers, but you especially will be in my prayers, and hope everyone else puts Waven in their prayers. Good luck with the chemotherapy. I really hope everything goes well. And yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. So I'm glad that because I know we've had some really good conversations on Twitter. So I'm glad that this channel and this community has been able to bring such joy to you, because I know how important that is during chemotherapy, because a very good friend of mine passed away when we were 18, and we were very, very, very close. And it was one of the hardest things that I know that his family had to go through, that I had to go through, especially at such a young age. But I know what it's like to watch someone go through chemotherapy, and I know how hard it is. And so I just want to say that I'm with you there. My prayers are with you. My thoughts are with you. And please let me know if there's anything that I can do on my end to help in any way that I possibly can. So Waven, thank you very much just for spending any time with me whatsoever. And also thank you just for being awesome. You're amazing. Let's see. Sharon Ferguson, Tina is awesome. She is the best friend ever. She'll have to tell you what she did for me on our trip to London back in 2009. Well, Tina, it sounds like you have a story to tell. Sharon Fred's only best friends do what she did. Well, I cannot wait to hear it. 70B says Texas is Bay. Damn right. Adam David, stay strong, Waven. Absolutely stay strong, Waven. Trevor Dean says, did you see earlier this year in the UK, a logistics firm messed up supplying KFC and they ran out of chicken? People were not happy. Although personally, I'm not a fan of fast food chicken. I did not see that, but there was a situation where at Popeyes in the United States, one Popeyes ran out of fried chicken, and there was a video of someone just chewing out the person who was on the intercom who was just trying to explain, I'm sorry, we don't have chicken. And this person just didn't understand, saying, no, I want this combo. And the person kept saying, we don't have any chicken. Well, that's not good enough. I want it. And she's like, I'm not leaving until I get my chicken. And they're just like, we don't have any more chicken. We can't help you. So it sounds like it sounds like it was a similar situation. Let's see. Emily says you should do Obi-Wan prequel. At this point, I probably should. My name is Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't know why I do that voice for Obi-Wan. I think it's because if anyone knows anything about Team Star, what is their name? They do like a Harry Potter musical. They've done an Aladdin musical that's really, really good. I think they would make, so they did a Star Wars musical too. And the guy that played Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of talked like this, and it was great. Will last name guy says, did she help you hide a body? That would be a good thing for, I mean, I really hope she didn't. I really hope Tina didn't do that, but that would be hilarious. Wayman22 says, is it true that all the cops in Texas wear cowboy hats? I think a lot of them do, but not. Guys, seriously? Sorry, they're eating my futon. They're such a menace, but I love them. Let's see. Yeah, so I think a lot of them do, but not all of them. River, are you trying to get in this? River, are you trying to get in? Oh, you're just trying to get a pencil. That's what you're trying to get. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little black nose. That's River, who I love very much. Xenomorph says, now I know why Princess Leia said about Chewie a walking carpet. It's so true. It really is true. Chuck Graham says, get a Cecil mask for 2K. Oh my goodness. Now you see, the only thing that would keep me from that is that I'm afraid that one of my Valkyrie would not watch the live stream because I know how much Stephanie hates that mask, but that would be amazing. I need to find out where he gets his masks from. That's a good shout. Vori says, never mind, I'm wrong. Plenty of Popeyes are all just hidden. Well, that's good. Definitely get some Popeyes when you can. Donald Hudson says, helped her flee soccer hooligans. That would pretty good. Derek Smith, not watching NXT. That is my good friend Derek. He and I do the our podcast. We have a group of friends. We do the podcast called The Pot of Gumbo, GUMBEAUX, and we talk about so many different random things. And no, Derek, I am not watching NXT right now because I'm doing a live stream because I just hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I promised everyone that I would put on my Chewbacca onesie. For everyone to see. So Tina says, oh, so you're kind of like Samson, shave the hair and lose all your powers. Exactly. You're exactly right. Let's see. Jeffrey Toon. All right. Everyone's talking to each other. Alien with the alien face. Yes, Alien. We see you. Alien, we know you're out there. Will last name guy says, it doesn't surprise me, Tina. You seem like a good sort. Yeah, absolutely. Tina seems awesome. Ian says, Ian's co-host for Pot of Gumbo here. Speaking of which, we may or may not have discussed aliens recently. We did. And so we did an episode on it. And we talked about that in a previous live stream, Derek. We actually did. So, and also what happened today? We were supposed to do, oh no, I lost a connection. There we go. Derek, we were supposed to do stuff today and I never got any word from any of y'all. So I guess we'll record later this week, or I guess this weekend. So, cause I'm out of town next week, Derek. Let's see. Ryan Johnson Crackback says, wow, how many here from Texas? I lived in Texas for a while. So, Don says, not let the weather. Vori says, do you have a Patreon? You should consider it. I do not have a Patreon. I've thought about it, but then there's just this part of me where I don't know, because I feel like if I'm going to do a Patreon, I should offer things for people who donate money. And I don't know what else I can do, because I don't want anyone just to like pledge money or give me money just for the sake, because I'm just not comfortable with that. I want, like, if someone's going to donate something, for them to get something in return. So I have not considered that yet fully. I might now with 1,000 subscribers, but I have not actually. So if everyone thinks I should try, I mean, again, what is something that maybe, how about this? If you think I should start a Patreon, let me know what you would like to see, or what do you think I should offer for people who decide to donate? Because again, I don't want to just open it up and not offer people anything. So let me know that in chat. I'd appreciate that. I would like to hear y'all's feedback, because, I mean, the group that we have here are the people who pretty much come to every live stream and just are amazing people. So please, I take y'all's advice and word very seriously. So please let me know. Last time guy says, I lived in San Antonio when I was a kid. That counts. Absolutely. That counts. That's awesome. Laura says, what do you think about the plans for Willow 2? So I've actually never seen Willow. So other than my dog, Willow. So I've actually never seen the movie Willow. So I did see the news that there was plans for a sequel. So I don't know what they're going to do with it because I've never seen the original. So is that something I should put on my list? Please let me know. Laura says, oh, I thought that was a Willow. I thought that was a Willow movie, Willow. No, it's my dog, Willow. That's funny. Let's see. Donald Hudson. Last week says, oh, I lived in Germany too. Oh, that's awesome. I'm German, so that's awesome. So you could say I'm pretty well traveled. That is awesome. Oh, as a child, yeah. So I've only ever been. So I've been to Mexico. I did a service project on the Yucatan Peninsula, which was awesome. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. And I have also been to Ireland, and that was also one of the greatest experiences of my life. Being able to kiss the Blarney Stone. I know that's very touristy, but being able to kiss the Blarney Stone as an Irishman was very awesome. Derek Smith says, Popeyes is God tier. Damn right it is. It is such God. It is, oh my goodness, it's so good. Emily says, I've heard that of Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is good. I just think, again, it's really good. I just think it's too expensive. I think it's overrated. Sorry, overpriced, rather. Sharon Ferguson says, Ryan, roll call here. Weber says, raise your hand if you thought, oh, effing B, when love crashed the memory card holding, what? Donald says, so what? Roll call. Bori says, I'm about to leave. I go get some legal weed. Yay, Callie. If you're still live streaming, awesome. If not, I will see you later for sure. But not next week, though. I'll be on a cruise, but don't forget me. I will never forget about you, Voorhees. So thank you for joining me. I probably will still be on when you get back here. So definitely can't wait to see you back. Have fun. And also I'll be out for a couple days next week because I'm going on a theme park trip with some friends like I do every year. We're going to Six Flags America, I think is what it's called. It's one that's right outside Chicago. So we're going there Wednesday through Friday of next week. So I'm very excited. I love theme parks. Let's see. Ryan Johnson's Crack Bite says north of Austin. Yes. Rat Boy, what is up, Rat Boy? Welcome back to the chat. He says, oh my goodness, just got here. Hilarious suit. Congrats. Well, thank you very much. This is indeed the Chewbacca onesie. So thank you very much. I'm wearing this because of you guys. This is what y'all wanted, and y'all got it because y'all rocked it. Wayman22 says, thanks, Odin. You're such a great dude. No, you're a great person. So thank you very much. Jeffrey June says that fan fiction thing is pretty damning. Yeah, I know. You're talking about the Ryan Johnson Xerox. We have a really great person here called Jeff Cotto. He comes in every now and then, and his name for Ryan Johnson is Xerox Johnson since he's pretty much confirmed to have copied off of fan fiction. Derek Smith says, damn, is it someone I knew, Ian? I don't think so. His name was Kyle. I don't know if you ever knew Kyle, Derek. So, because he did only a couple of shows at St. Luke's. Yeah, I don't know if you ever knew him. Let's see. Wayman says, thanks, Stephanie. Must say that I do not have cancer, but it's the same treatment and sucks. Okay, well, still, that I know what it's like to have to, I know what it's like to see somebody go through that. So I definitely feel that. Wayman22 says, thank you, Tina. Dark Scipio says, how about El Polo Loco? It's pretty good. Never had it, so I couldn't compare. Derek says, also hang in there. Cancer can suck. Stay strong. Absolutely. Again, whatever it is, whatever it is that you need that treatment for, definitely stay strong. Sharon Ferguson, best wishes, Wayman22. My prayers for you as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. We have a really great community here, so all of us will be with you. Mex, what is up, Mex? Odin has become Darth Wookiee. Yes, I am now Darth Wookiee. That's great. Wayman22 says, I can't reach out to you, Steph, since you don't follow me, but you're welcome to reach out if you want. That's awesome. And thanks, you're so sweet. Yeah, Steph is sweet. That's why she's a Valkyrie, and she's an amazing person as well. Wayman says, thanks, Sharon. I really appreciate all support. Sharon says, anyone here seen Hardware Wars? No, I have never seen that before. I've never even heard of that. Is that something that's good? Donald Hudson says, Deadpool musicals done to Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. Much watch. Oh, please link me to that on Twitter because I would love to watch that. That sounds amazing. Andy the Great, welcome, Andy the Great. Thanks, thanks for joining us in the chat, and thank you very much. I think it's quite stylish myself. I think it's very, very stylish, so thank you. Jay Chimpanski, what is up, Jay Chimpanski? Hail and well met, Odin. Well, thank you very much, Jay. Welcome back to the chat. Wait, Steph just tweeted you. I can't DM. All right. Well, I say Annie and Jay, welcome. Vori says, oh, and to answer your question, it'll be a year living in LA in August, but I'm from Columbus, Ohio. That's why Jeff from World Class BS is the mother effing goat. Nice. Nice. I like how Ohio has probably my favorite theme park of all time, Cedar Point. Cedar Point, probably the greatest theme park in the United States at the very least. Some of the greatest coasters ever. Millennium Force, awesome. Love it. So that's really cool. And yeah, I lived in LA myself. Voorhees says, and Raising Cane's beats all fast food restaurants, period. Anyway, see you, dude. Voorhees, again, I'm from New Orleans, so I know Cane's very well. And I will say it's good, but without the sauce, it's bland. Without the sauce, it's bland. The sauce makes it good, but without it, it's bland. So that's why I say Popeyes is the best, because the Popeyes chicken, especially the spicy chicken, you do not need any sauce whatsoever. In fact, the sauce sometimes can just be too good at that point. Donald Hudson says that fanfic article was a hoot of an attack. Just proved they're everything they fear. Exactly. I mean, really, it is so true. Derek says, I never did either. What did you not? What did you not? Oh, yeah. Talking about the stream from earlier. Sorry. Yeah. So I am now 6 minutes behind. So I'm not too far behind, guys. Andy the Great, I'm from Texas. Awesome. Sheriff Ferguson says, Will last name. Okay. Will last name guy asks, did she help you hide a body? Funny you should ask that. Raymond says, so does this mean you're all Dallas Stars fans? Not me. And Davey says, Cecil gets his mask from Scary Serial Killer Supplies. I really hope there's a place called that, because that would be amazing. And also, Cecil would buy from that location. Where are my dogs? What are they doing? Hi. Okay, they're being good. Just making sure. And he says, nice and hot here. Yeah, same here. Louisiana, it's hot and miserable because we got the humidity as well. At least y'all got some of that dry heat in Texas. It is miserable here for us. Let's see. Jeffrey Toon, I think Alien 3 is unfairly criticized. There were a lot of talented British actors in it. Yeah, so Alien 3 to me is one where I've actually seen, so if anyone's ever heard of John Flickinger, he has a channel on YouTube called The Flick Pick, and he and a friend of his did a breakdown of Alien 3, and it's interesting to hear all of the behind-the-scenes nonsense that happened, and how they're also very similar to Blade Runner. There are different cuts of the film, and so that might be a part of it. So I haven't seen Alien 3 in a while, so I can't really say much on the matter, but or not that there were multiple cuts, but like the original version was going to be a lot better, but the studio kind of took over and ruined it. Meg says, just make sure that if and when you decide to open a Patreon account that you don't create rewards that stroke your own ego like Spoonie did. Okay, I don't know. So what do you mean by that? Please let me know, because I don't want to do that at all. So again, it's literally, I want it to be something that I feel like you will get something out of. So whether that's maybe doing a podcast, or whether it's doing things like, doing a live stream. I mean, I don't really know. I've never done it before. I haven't even really thought about it a whole lot. So that's why, again, any suggestions y'all have, I have open ears on it. Open Wookiee ears on that one. Last time guys said it's hot in New York too, Andy. Major heat wave. Yeah. So I lived in New York for 4 years, where I did my undergrad at Fordham University. And yeah, luckily I never had to stay the summers. I would always come home to Louisiana, where it was equally as hot and even more humid. But yeah, New York heat can get pretty bad, because, even in the spring, early fall, it can still be pretty hot up there. Donald Hansen says, I'm in Michigan and it's nice and hot everywhere. Yeah, I feel like it's hot everywhere right now. Andy the Great says, I hear you 104 today. Work sucked. Oh, that sucks. Do you work outside? Because that would make it even worse, man. Wayman 20 says, oh, another German here. I have German blood and many relatives there. Listen to D.A. Toten Hosen today. Nice. Jeffrey Toon says, I won a competition for some Willow merch when I was a kid. Nice. Always great to win merch. Derek says, Derek says, a certain Patreon level for you could be picking a topic that you or even the Pot of Gumbo has to do on an episode. Maybe, but I feel like that's more self-serving, Derek. So that I'm probably still going to keep Pot of Gumbo separate, since that is a separate entity. I'm still going to plug it. I'm still going to promote it, but I don't think I would have that be anything on the, that's something that we could do for our own Pot of Gumbo Patreon, I would say. And he says, must be close to Dallas. Mex says, speaking of German blood, did you know that individuals of German descent are genetically predisposed towards thyroid cancer, goiters, and lock shoulder? I did not know that. Thanks for the information. The more you know. Last name guy says, I only know Ramstein. Waving 22 Steph, I can't DM you. Okay, talking about the Twitter thing. Yes, Donald Hudson, du hast mich. Du hast mich, mein Freund. Jeffrey Toon says, craft work. Wayman says, Odin, the love and joy thing was from Blade Runner 2049. I really thought you knew that. No, I'm sorry. So again, I love the movie, but I don't know every single part of it. I've only seen it twice. I mean, which is still, it's still more than enough, but yeah, I don't have it memorized yet. It hasn't gotten to that point with me yet, like some other movies have, but I'm sure one day it will. So I do still, anytime that you shout out Blade Runner 2049, I will appreciate that for sure. Jay Chimpanzee says, Great America is a lot of fun. Glad to hear that. That's Six Flags I've never been to before. So I'm really glad to hear that it's fun. I can't wait to go. Donald Hudson says that's the only Ram scene I know. Random Game User, what is up? Welcome back, Random Game User. Best German band is Blind Guardian, period. All right, good to know. Wayman says, yes, that's hockey. I love hockey. I love hockey. Annie the Great says that outfit is cracking me up doing it for the fans. Yes, exactly. Because I'm sure as hell not doing it for me because this is what they wanted, and it's really really hot in here too. So yeah, this is totally for them. And again, I just want to say, since we have a few more people in here, guys, thank y'all so much for being so supportive of this, of, you know, watching my live streams, watching my videos, commenting on my videos, sharing them, you know, just being interactive. Again, I do this because it's fun. If I was not having fun, I would not be doing this at all. I mean, because obviously this is a huge time commitment. Just look at the live streams. We've been doing like 2.5 hour live streams. Yesterday, I think I streamed for 4 hours between the two. So just, and the reason why I do it though is because it's fun. And it's the reason why it's fun is because y'all are here, y'all are being interactive, y'all are being supportive, and it's a lot of fun. So thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for this. We hit 1,000 because of you guys, because of y'all support, and because of y'all driving me to keep moving forward. So thank y'all so much. Y'all are the best. And I love every one of y'all. So thank y'all again. All right, let's keep going. Will Asking Guy says, and his fans appreciate it. Yeah, they do. They seem to, at least. Jeffrey 2 says, I almost forgot. Matt Damon, America. Adam Davies says, I saw Kraftwerk at Melbourne's Big Day Out in the Boiler Room. Sharon Ferguson says, oh my goodness, I need to find Hardware Wars. Yeah, I don't know what that is. William says, Adam, you effer, I so envy you. Let's see. Derek says, Cane's is great, shy of Popeyes, but up there. Again, Cane's is fine, but it's with the sauce that makes it. Bori says, Cedar Point ruined all theme parks for me except the ones in Orlando. And yes, I'm on the road, but it's a red light. F it. Well, stay safe, please, on the road. But yes, I totally agree with you. Cedar Point is so good that it does spoil almost any other theme park, especially ones like Disney where the crowds are just insane. Because when you go to Cedar Point, it can get crowded, but it's nothing compared to things like Disney or any other big, you know, bigger, maybe Six Flags theme parks. So you get to ride rides a lot more often. And also just all of the rides are better. They're so much better. And also they're always improving. They're trying to add like a coaster every 5 to 10 years, which I know might seem like a long time, but for a theme park, that's actually very, you know, that's actually pretty good. And every single time they add a ride, they always try and up the ante. And so they're awesome. So Cedar Point, definitely huge shout out to Cedar Point and Ohio. Tina says, and everyone, this is the Deadpool Beauty and the Beast musical parody. It is hysterical. The guy playing Deadpool is dead on Ryan Reynolds. That's fantastic. Okay, I can't wait to check that out later. So thank you. And actually, Tina, maybe if you could tweet that at me, maybe direct message me on Twitter if you do have a Twitter. I can't remember if you have a Twitter or not. So that way I don't forget it for sure. Because I know there's a couple of links I need to check on in the last live stream that you posted as well. Let's see. Tina says Twitter handle so I can send it to him in a direct message. Okay, so Odin's Movie Blog. That is my Twitter handle, Odin's Movie Blog. So guys, yeah, it's opened up. I found out how to open up my DMs to everyone, whether I follow them or not. So if you ever want to talk about anything or have a question or have anything that you want to send me, DM me. And I respond to every single one. I read every single one. And so go ahead and do that. Odin's Movie Blog. That is my handle, just like it is spelled here in the chat. So Greta says, so watching that later. So watching what later? See, this is the problem. When I fall behind the chat, sometimes I forget what we're talking about. And seriously, my dog's eating the futon again. Navy's, oh, what's up, Navy? Welcome back. Navy says to quote Obi-Wan, hello there. Hello there, Navy. Welcome back to the chat, sir. Let's see. Sharon Fergus says, Odin, I don't know how to post the link to you. Just look up on YouTube, Hardware Wars 1978. It's about as cheap as Star Wars parody as you'll ever find, but funny. Okay, yeah, so Odin's Movie Blog, send the link to me there so that way I do not forget. So please do that. Derek Smith says, Blogspot has all our links to iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. Ian is also a great editor. Well, thank you very much, Derek. Let's see. Jay Chimpansky says, I loved Hardware Wars when I was a kid. Classic. Navy Lax says, well, ask him guy will. Jeffrey Toon, about studios, they've ruined more than one film. Yes, they have. There are so many stories in Hollywood. I mean, I would probably put, I think the newest Fantastic Four was the director had some issues, but I think also it was studio involvement. And we see what happened with Fan Four Stick, as some people like to call it. And I like to call it that as well, Fan Four Stick. Let's see. Derek says, we hope you check us out as well. Yes, thank you, Derek. Let's see. Wayman says, how much does a falafel cost at your place? Here they are $3. So I only remember getting falafel on the streets of New York, and I never actually bought it. I would usually just get the hero. I'd usually just get the sliced lamb, and they would just give me the falafel, and it was really good. So I don't know how much it costs on the street in New York, though. Waven says, I'll give you a follow. Tina, yeah, Tina, definitely message me, Tina. Waven says, I can't be on all these streams, and I also love our conversation. Well, thank you very much again. I always appreciate when you can be on here, and also even when you can't be on here, we go back and forth on Twitter all the time, so that's awesome. Will Asking says, is falafel just like fried hummus? I've never heard of it. It's like so basically for falafel, at least how I understand it, is it's vegetables that have been grinded up a lot, and then they're rolled and fried. That's how I know. It's like fried vegetables that have been spun up. Mex says, if you don't know, Spoonie was an online reviewer that was quite popular for a while before he melted down from bipolar type 2 disorder. Some of his words included autographed photos, a personalized voicemail message, and the chance to watch him play cards against. Okay, yeah, so I'm not going to do any of that stuff. So if I'm going to do that, I'm definitely not going to do that because, yeah, that definitely sounds very self-serving and kind of silly. If I did anything, it would probably be maybe something like doing a live stream with the people, who donate or something. Or, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess the way to start would be like $1 a month. You get mentioned in every single video. I think that'd be a way to start. And then for anything that's larger, I want it to be something that's going to give the person who donates that something. I think that would be a fair way to do it. Yeah, I don't want to do stuff like that though, Max. So thank you though for the advice, because I definitely don't plan on doing that. Let's see. Waven says, well, kinda. Send a request. Donald Hudson is back. Welcome back. Last time guy says, well, then I need some falafel and shawarma. Yeah, shawarma, so good. Waven says, well, one can't do anything else but love Blade Runner. I know, it's so damn good. Waven says, and I agree, Blind Guardian is one of the best bands out there. Sith Lord, what is up? Welcome back. He says, Odin, what is up, Sith Lord? Luke Skywalker. Go check him out on Twitter. He is awesome. See, Tina says, I saw Hardware Wars years ago. I'd forgotten all about it. So when Xerox did that ironing moment in Last Jedi, was it some kind of Hardware Wars shout out? Ugh. Oh boy, if it was, I imagine that probably made you throw up a little bit in your mouth, seeing that since you loved Hardware Wars so much. Women22 says, Will, Stephanie says, holla at me if I don't follow you on Twitter, Stephanie. And also, guys, go follow Stephanie B on Twitter. She is amazing. She's fantastic. Derek says, okay, one last thing before going back to NXT. Blade Runner 2049, Mad Max Fury Road are the two best movies I've seen in the last few years. I will agree with you. Mad Max is great. There are a few people on this chat that aren't huge fans of Mad Max. I love Mad Max Fury Road a lot, and Blade Runner 2049 is probably one of the greatest films. It's definitely the best epic film. It's probably one of the only really good epic films we've got in the last 5 to 10 years for sure. Andy the Great, what is up, Andy the Great? Once again, he says, I support anyone who wants change and support boycott. Well, I'm very glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you support that as well. Caravan, 1,000 grats. Well, thank you very much, Caravan. Welcome back. River just heard of fireworks, so she is now going under my legs, under the desk, because she is scared of fireworks. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I'm here. So thank you, Caravan, for that. Donald Hudson says, it's getting hot in here, so take off. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your fur. Well, I'm not going to do that, but I appreciate that shout still. Tina says, would you please ask Thor to stop sending thunder and lightning my way? It's annoying. Thank you. I will get on that. I will try and tell my son to cut that nonsense out. And I might have to send him to Earth to teach him a lesson in the process. Jeffrey Toon says, leaving aside what Weinstein has been accused of, he apparently wanted to alter the Lord of the Rings completely. Apparently, Peter Jackson gave him an ultimatum. Fortunately, Peter Jackson won. Well, that is good to hear for sure. Yeah, that would have been a bad decision because Lord of the Rings is an amazing trilogy. Hobbit, not as much. Lord of the Rings, though, is great. Andy the Great says, I'm going after all of Disney now. I haven't given up on Marvel quite yet. Captain Marvel definitely worries me a little bit, but I'm not giving up completely on them because I do trust Kevin Feige putting out good films. Sharon Ferguson says, the last time I went to Six Flags was my senior year in high school, 80-something. Oh, man, you need to get out because Six Flags parks are so much fun. And also, when you get a season pass, you can go to any Six Flags in the nation all year long. So it's a really good deal. Let's see. Tina says, I'm at Opera Ghost. Thank you. I'll friend you. Awesome. Sounds good. Please do. Sith Lord says, so I just heard a rumor about episode 9. Snoke used the Force to create Rey, and Kara from Solo and Kara from Solo, Kira. Oh, I think you mean Kira from Solo is Rey mom. Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker trained Rey. Obi-Wan erased Rey's memories. That could be interesting. That could be interesting, Sith Lord. Where did you hear that from? Please let me know. That sounds very interesting. 70B, thanks for setting out my Twitter. Thank you so much. Let's see. Wayman says, well, not feeling so well, and it's 3 in the morning here, so I'm going to go take care of all of you. Odin, congrats once again. Well, thank you, Wayman, again. Hope you feel better. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with you, so thanks for joining us, and cannot wait to hear from you again, man. Donald Hudson says, sorry, my bad on the lighting and thunder. Been working on my anvil to distress over Last Jedi. Fabio Jarno. What is up, Fabio Jarno? Welcome to the chat. That's a new one. Hello from Japan. Well, hello from Japan. That's awesome. I think you're the first person from Japan that we've had. Do you think we will have a Spaceballs 2 by Ryan Johnson? It could be called Spaceballs #MeToo, as Ryan did the reboot of Spaceballs and Last Jedi. Looking forward to the... Well, Fabio Jarno, I know you're not going to know what this means, but please make note, my Valkyrie, the first digital cookie of the night goes to Jarno. So please make a note of that. Jarno, you have received a digital cookie. So let me explain that for everyone that's new to the chat. So I give out digital cookies because I love cookies, and I wish I could give a cookie to you, from me to through the camera to you. Unfortunately, I can't, so I give out digital cookies. And now that I've reached 1,000, once I've been approved and I get a little bit of cash, I'm going to use all of the cash that I get directly to this channel, and especially for and towards prizes during my live stream. So everything that goes into this channel is going to go back to the channel. And so therefore, if you get a digital cookie on a live stream, you are then put in for the running for that live stream to win a prize for that day. And we pick it at random, and then you will win either a digital copy of a film or a DVD or Blu-ray. I do have a lot of physical Blu-rays here that I can give away as well. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening in the future. So hopefully that happens soon, so that way I can start giving y'all some free stuff, because I would love to do that. But oh my goodness, Spaceballs #MeToo. That would be freaking amazing. That's awesome. Let's see. Navy says, try a durum with shawarma. Always take a great care of a hangover. Ooh, nice. Well, luckily, I don't have to worry about hangovers. So, Rocco Gambiani, what's up, Rocco? Welcome to the chat. That's a new name here. Channel Awesome is full of SJWs. Why don't check out Channel Awesome? So, welcome here, because we don't have any SJWs here. We are Common Sense Channel. Rocco says, no one come out of that hellhole unscarred. Yeah, I can only imagine. That sounds awful. Will Last Name Guy says, one movie for a trilogy of books. All right, I'm going to wait to see what your recommendation is. Sith Lord Skywalker, Gospel of Mark with a C. I get what you did there. Donald Hudson says, Jedi don't sparkle. I'm so damn happy they don't sparkle. That would have been miserable. River, what are you doing? River, you crazy. I know it's fireworks right now, and you don't like that. That's okay, though. Let's see. Jeffrey Toon says, it wouldn't be so bad if SJWs were even part again. And that's the thing, because I feel that's why there's a difference between someone who is a liberal and someone who is an SJW. Like, someone who's a liberal, that's just a political philosophy, which I disagree with in part, but at least I can have a discussion with that person and have a civil discourse with them. An SJW is someone who's a liberal who just is an extreme and wants to force it on you and will call you a racist and sexist if you don't agree with them. So yeah, I totally agree with you there. I mean, it's just grow up, guys. Sharon says, okay, Odin, I've become a little active on Twitter. My handle is This Kindred Spirit, poodle with a mohawk on my header. I've posted the link to Hardware Wars to you there. Okay, well, thank you very much. Can't wait to check that out. Let's see. Donald Hudson says, I need to go home and rethink my life. Will Last Name Guy says, I only use Twitter for Borderlands codes, but I'm thinking about being active just for you people. Well, hey, it can be really fun when, because again, obviously Twitter can definitely be a hellhole. I know that I've seen a little bit of that for sure, but it can also be really, really cool. And I've met so many really cool people. I mean, I met one of my Valkyries, Stephanie. I met her on Twitter, and she is amazing and fantastic. And that's why she is one of my Valkyries. So yes, I can recommend that for sure. Ratboy says, so whatever you're going to have dress you in when we hit 2,000K, let's discuss, people. Yes, please let me know what y'all want me to dress as when I hit 2K. Keep in mind, I am a theology teacher, so it has to be somewhat appropriate, something that covers me fully. But yeah, I'm pretty open. System Error, what is up, System Error? Welcome back to the chat. Odin, now that you are at 1,000 subs, big man, can you shout out my pal, Anti-Hero Fett? He has a great channel with only 30 or so subs. He's a Star Wars channel. Very good, soft spoken, dry humor. All right, yeah, absolutely. So guys, go check out, again, on the live streams, we never really have a whole lot of people, but that's why I like it, because we're able to have a lot of really great discussions, and we're able to keep some things, relatively small. But for the 28 people that are watching, go check out Anti-Hero Fett. Sounds like a good channel. System Error is a good dude, and I trust System Error a lot. So if System Error says it's a good channel, then I know it's a good channel. So guys, Anti-Hero Fett. It's right there in the chat at 8:09 p.m. If you need to go back, go check out that channel, please. Navy says Blade Runner 2049 was underrated. Such an amazing film. Yes, so underrated. I am so sad it did not make money at the box office because it deserved it for sure. Jeffrey Toon says, I don't have a Twitter or Facebook because I am very dull, but also that's very smart too because they can be very time consuming for sure. 70B says, keep your fur on, sir. Yes, I will keep my fur on. 70, you have nothing to worry about. I will keep my fur on for sure. Tina says, you did it. Yes. What? Donald Huzza says, he who controls the spice controls the universe. Darth Sibia says, what do you think of the Billy D. Williams in episode 9 rumor? I think he's like 81 years old. Yeah, so not only is there that, but also basically it seems like they're just grasping at straws. It seems to me that they realize, oh, wait a minute, we have no one that we can use to sell this film. Well, wait a minute. Why not bring in Billy D. Williams since we don't have any of the originals left? Again, all right. So I guess we'll do this. We'll make Luca Forscos. That way we can market Mark Hamill. Then we can bring in Billy D. Williams. That way we can market Lando Calrissian, and then we'll have Chewbacca, and then that'll sell tickets. And it's like, I mean, we love Billy D. Williams. I mean, he's a fun actor. He's a good actor, but he's not a character that people are gonna, go out of their way to go see. So yeah, I think that they might do it because they're desperate for pretty much anything, and they think that's the only move they have. So it'll be interesting to see if they try and bring him in. That's for sure. Navy says, what do you think of Guillermo del Toro's Hobbit would have looked like? Ooh, there would have been a lot of awesome practical creatures, which is why I think it probably would have been better because I hate CGI, especially when it's used poorly. And so because I know Guillermo uses a lot more practical effects, I think it actually probably would have looked better overall because he would have used a lot of practical effects. So definitely a really good question. Ryan John Scribe says, I am the same way. Jeffrey. Lando Calrissian's in the chat. What's up, Lando? May the force be with you all. May it be with you too, Lando. Thanks for joining. Navy Lack says, Mex, well, there are more day scenes, 2049. Jefferson says, I think The Hobbit could have been told in one movie. It really should have just been one movie. I mean, the book is so small. The fact that it took them, I mean, when you look at the size of The Hobbit, and then they say, we're going to make this 3 films. You think to yourself, no, you could have made it 1 film easy. If you had to do 2 because you wanted to have all the information in there, sure. But here's the problem. They broke it up into 3 films, and they used stuff that was not in the book, and they made stuff up that wasn't in the book. So to me, it was like, okay, no, make 3 films if you're going to use everything in the book and do credit to the book, not if you're just going to make stuff up and use stuff that was just in the margins of some of J.R. Tolkien's writing. I mean, I'm sorry. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Hey, River, how you doing? Hey. Hi. Hi. Everyone sees your little face. Let's see. Sharon Ferguson, Jeffrey Toon. All right. Adam Davies, sorry about the 3-foot-tall boom. Will Have Same says, gotta go watch fireworks with the fam. I'll be back if you're still on. Well, Will Have Same guy, if you can't join us later, that is okay. But thank you for joining us and have fun watching those fireworks for sure. Lando says, cookies are love. Damn right they are. Cookies are indeed love. Tina says, Avengers 4 might be my last MCU movie. We'll see. Brie Larson is already getting on my nerves. Yeah, me too. She's getting on my nerves as well. I really hope that she stops with that SJW nonsense because I think it could possibly affect the film in the long run if she does something like that again. I do trust Kevin Feige, though, so I think it will be good. So I can't wait to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp, so I'm going to probably go see that tomorrow since I'm going to take tomorrow off from live streaming to go see that. I might jump on after the movie if I go see an early showing, but we'll see about that. But yeah, so I definitely think Avengers 4 could be my last as well, depending on what they do and what direction they go in. Jarno says, thanks for the cookie. You are welcome. You earned that cookie. TM Blakemore. What is up, TM Blakemore? Welcome to the chat. Stopping by for the first time to check you out because of Geeks and Gamers shout out. Well, thank you for checking me out. I hope that you can stick around because we have a lot of fun here. Jeffrey Toon says, if people start attacking fans before the film is out, it's not a good sign. You're damn right about that. And they're already making excuses because remember that Scott Mendelson over at Forbes already has made an excuse saying, well, if episode 9 loses money, it's going to be because movies open that weekend. It's like, oh yeah, let's use that logic. Movies open, therefore Star Wars will fail. Well, I'm pretty sure there were some movies that came out December of 2015 when The Force Awakens came out, and it still made a crap ton of money. Again, if it's a good Star Wars film, people are going to go see that instead. I'm sorry, that's just not a good excuse, but it's interesting that not only are they already making excuses, but they are also already attacking the fans, and that's just bad business in general. Lando says, common sense is love. You are damn right about that. Donald Hudson says, this channel is a hoot. Well, I appreciate that. Let's see. Chuck Graham, make sure you add a cookie with the prize when it happens. Make sure you add a cookie with the prize when it happens. If I could do that, I would. I have a fear. Willow, stop eating my futon. I have a fear that if I were to send that in the mail, something might happen to the cookie. Either it would just be crumbs by the time it gets there, or it would go bad if it gets lost in the mail. So that's the only reason why I don't think I want to send food in the mail, but I definitely want to do prizes. That is definitely for sure. TM Blakemore says, I see some familiar faces and names. Yes, we have a lot of crossover, and it's awesome. This is a great community. Navy says, some of us may fart once in a while, but other than that, we're all good. Yes, we are all good. Jeffrey Toon says, don't give them ideas about sparkling Jedi and whatnot. Oh, please, no. If we have sparkling Jedi, that would just be miserable. That would be awful. But I wouldn't be surprised by them at all. Random says, I met all of you on Twitter. That's awesome. 70B says, I remember that day. Me too. It was a great day. And Stephanie is just awesome. She is so great. She's so amazing. Let's see. Sharon says, I agree about Stephanie. She is fantastic. Egg says, nice outfit. Happy 4th working tonight. Well, Egg, thanks for joining us. You're like always working, man. Man, that must be hard. So thank you for joining us, though. That's awesome. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Happy 4th to you as well. Jeffrey Toon. Thanks, everyone, says Random. Jeffrey Toon, they will just kill Lando. It's what they do. You're very true. They'll bring him in. They'll have him say like a line that makes you want to be emotional about his character. Maybe like, oh, L3. And then they'll kill him. And then he'll blow up into pieces just like L3. And then they'll put his brain into the Millennium Falcon. And then they can be together forever. And then it'll truly be the Millennium Flamingo. And then they'll blow up the ship just to stick the nail in the coffin of the franchise. That's what they're probably going to do. Episode 9, they're going to blow up the Millennium Falcon. That is actually a realistic possibility. They love killing the past. They love killing the things that the fans love. So the next thing to go, seeing that all the major characters are gone, the next thing to go, logically, would be the Millennium Falcon. So if that happens, you heard it here first. I don't know if anyone else has talked about it, but if that's the first time you're hearing it, then you heard it from me first on that. Ryan Johnson's crack pipe says, can't kill a space pin. What's up, Ryan Johnson's crack pipe? You're always awesome and always welcome here. Navy says, Jeffrey Toon, yeah, but he will talk about how awesome Ray is and SJW stuff. TM Blademore says, love the book, The Hobbit. So disappointed in Jackson's movies. Terrible storytelling, bad CGI. Absolutely right. The CGI was terrible. And the book is fantastic. So guys, don't judge the movies. Don't judge the book based on what the movies cover, because the book is fantastic. It's so good. Let's see. Mex says, one more anime recommendation, Memories. It's a collection of 3 different films that are known for their technical achievements in animation. Okay, great. You can send that to me on Twitter. Because again, as I said before, I'm going to try and get through Cowboy Bebop first. In fact, on one of my tabs right now, because I have a Funimation account, and I have Cowboy Bebop episode 1 up. I'm about like 6 or 7 minutes in, and I'm already loving it. It's already really funny, so I'm already really enjoying it. So thanks for the shouts. But yeah, once I finish Cowboy Bebop, I will then open up for more anime recommendations, because I definitely would like to learn some more. Poor River. She's hiding underneath me. She's terrified because there's fire. I mean, the fireworks from the stadium aren't even going off yet. Those are just people in our neighborhood that are firing off things. So I'm sorry, baby. I know it's loud. I know that it scares you. Sharon Ferguson, director G's can't spell his name, would have at least streamlined and kept the story on track. Oh, Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, absolutely. I think that would have been the case. And also too, he would have used practical effects. And I will always prefer practical to CGI. And he's amazing at it too. So let's see. Jeffrey June says, well, Billy D is a POC, so he may survive. Actually, yeah, I mean, you know what? That is a fair point, Jeffrey Toon. That is a fair point. Tina says, wait, Lando Calrissian's here. We love Lando in the chat. The real Lando. We don't like the pansexual Lando from Solo. We like the real Lando who's here in the chat. Navy says, why did Feige even hire Brie Larson? Why not actors who actually care about the project? I agree with that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I actually think Brie is a talented actress. I actually really liked her performance in Room. I think she deserved her Oscar for that performance, but she hasn't really done anything since. Like Free Fire was not a very good film. It was a film I really expected a lot more from, and that's like the last big film I can remember her being in. But yeah, I agree. I think that they should try and get people who love the characters or love the projects, because obviously they should be talented, but if they don't have a passion about the work, how can they be expected to sell it, let alone put their heart into their performance? And that's what we want to see also. Tina says, let us know what you think. I'd love to hear a non-spoiler review of Ant-Man and the Wasp. I like Paul Rudd. I definitely will. So if I do go end up seeing that tomorrow, which I very likely will, I'll post an instant reaction on Stardust. So if you don't follow me on Twitter yet, please do. I use this app called Stardust where you can post like videos of your instant reactions, and I have it linked to my Twitter, so they automatically will go to Twitter. So if you want to know my instant reactions to Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'll check in on Twitter so that way I'll know when I'm going to see it, and then I will also post a spoiler-free first reaction to it. And I will probably do a review of that film for Friday's video. Will probably be what I do for that one, unless some other big news comes out. Sharon says, exactly per The Hobbit, it was a travesty what they did. The only bright spot I get out of the last film of The Hobbit was Thorin's death scene. Okay, yeah, I can agree with you there because I thought he was well cast. Again, I think the cast for The Hobbit was actually really good. It was really spot on, but it just didn't work. Like there was just something missing. The heart that was in Lord of the Rings was not in The Hobbit, and I think that's what was affecting it. Lando says that Wookiee get up looks comfy. It looks comfy and it is comfy, but it's also very, very hot as well. Mike Tauber, what's up, Mike Tauber? Welcome to the Mikey Tauber. Welcome to the chat. This is the first time I've seen you here. Hey, watching from Israel. Well, thank you very much, and stay safe because I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on over there. So please stay safe. I don't know what part of Israel you're in right now, but that's awesome. So thank you. I wanted to bring up that a lot of the media bloggers attacking the Star Wars fan base claims we are toxic, yet they use hateful rhetoric. They are the toxic ones. Ironic. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Mikey. So what he's mentioning is the fact that they call us toxic. They call us the ones that are bringing down the conversation, when in reality, they're the ones that throw out the names. They're the ones that don't. I mean, again, just look at Ryan Johnson's Twitter. He posted a video. I mean, he posted a link where the person literally says, oh, I won't even engage in conversation with them. And it's just like, well, I'm sorry, if you're not even going to engage in conversation with them, then how can we expect to have civil society if you're not going to discuss something? And it's all because, oh, they don't agree with me. And so therefore, because they don't agree with me, they're a racist and a sexist. So by throwing out words like that, when obviously you have no idea what they mean because you're just throwing them out there, you're the one that's making it toxic in the long run. So you're absolutely right, Mikey. They're the ones making it toxic, not us. Most of us are very, very positive people. We really want good things for Star Wars. We want really good things for all movies, for all society in general. And they're the ones that just keep tearing people apart. Because when you stay in your own personal bubble and you want other people to stay in their own personal bubbles or their own identity groups, what you end up doing is you end up keeping them in their identity groups, and then they don't grow. They just stay there. And what you do is you isolate people from each other. And that's what creates chaos. That's what creates violence. That's what creates hatred and suspicion, is when you separate people in that way. And that's something that SJWs are doing. So yeah, they're the ones that are being toxic, not us. We are the ones that are trying to be very positive. Navy says Mendelsohn will probably blame Christmas itself for bad box office. You are right about that, Navy. Like he will find anything except the Fandom Menace. He will use any other excuse except that. Sharon Ferguson, PJ's abused the talent of Richard Armitage. Peter Jackson abused that. Only emotional bit for me was Soren's death, which was spot on. The rest was Peter Jackson sending his characters over the cliff forever. Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Let's see. Tina says, oh, Scott Mendelsohn. Yes, Scotty boy. I think Jeff at World Class BSers is going to do a shill video on him, and Ethan has tweeted with Scott, but boy, oh boy, Scott is a true shill. You were absolutely right about that. He is totally a shill. I hate using that word, but I mean, he really does fit that category very, very well. Mex says, anyone else getting sick of the toxic label in the media? I am. That's why whenever I use it, I put it in quotes and say, that is their word. That is not my word. But when they're the ones that are actually being toxic, like the definition of the word actually means, then I think it's appropriate. Rotten Tomatoes. That is a new one. Rotten Tomatoes. Welcome to the chat. Happy 4th, Americans. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And welcome to the chat. Adam Davies says, I loved Armitage in Spooks. I've never seen it. Chuck Graham says, a box of cookies with a prize is what I meant. Ooh, that could be okay. I could probably do that. If not like that, maybe like a bag of like Famous Amos cookies. Ooh, yes, that is a good idea. Chuck Graham, you get a digital cookie for that, sir. That is a great shout. I would probably think about doing that in the future. So thank you for that. Let's see. Game User says they already destroyed the Falcon by putting L3 into it. Exactly. And as as Ethan Van Sciver was saying, again, I totally credit him for this because he's the one that came up with it. It is the it is the Millennium Flamingo at this point. Let's see. Navy says they won't blow up the Falcon if it turns out to be female. That's a good point. The only thing at this point, so I think maybe they were originally going to destroy the Falcon, but then L337, the feminist droid, was put into the Falcon and became the Flamingo. So they've already destroyed the Millennium Falcon because right now all we have is the Millennium Flamingo. So that's a good shout, though. Jeffrey Toon says Scott Mendelson, barf. Yep. Donald Hudson says that's okay. We're just a motley crew. Donald Hudson, you get a digital cookie. If anyone doesn't know, I did a video a couple days ago on a website called The Motley Fool, and they've been covering financials for 25 years. But in the video, one of the times I mentioned their name, I accidentally said the Motley Crew, and a couple of people found that in the shouted me out in the comments, and it was hilarious. So Donald Hudson, Valkyrie's Market, he has now a digital cookie. Max says maybe instead of Finn, LF should have had John Boyega play as Lando Calrissian's son instead. What do you think? I mean, I like him as Finn. The problem is that they just never went anywhere with Finn's character. Like, to me, in The Force Awakens, Finn's character had a little bit of intrigue. I wish they had gone more into his backstory, like how he was like early on, what led him to becoming a traitor to the First Order. Like, I would have loved to have seen that story, and unfortunately, they just never really went anywhere with his character. And then, of course, they just ruined it in The Last Jedi when he went off on that God knows what adventure to the casino planet. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that, because I will say this, John Boyega is a very talented actor. If you want to see him in one of his first big roles, Attack the Block is a brilliant River. Sorry, my dog is jumping up. If you want to see a really good one, it's called Attack the Block. It's a independent, low budget indie horror space alien film, and he's awesome in it. He's fantastic in it. So I really like John Boyega a lot, and I like Finn. Unfortunately, Last Jedi I have no interest in the character anymore thanks to Last Jedi. Navy says, I wonder when we'll get to see Leonardo DiCaprio's take on the never-ending story. River, come on. You are just, I know you're scared, but you got to stop coming in on this side. Come in on the other side. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. All right, River. You've asked for it. All right, guys. So this is River. Say hi. So she is the one that is terrified of fireworks, and she's the one that's being a nuisance right now, but she's giving me kisses, and I love her. She's being really sweet, but she is scared. So everyone say hi, River. Hi, chat. Hi, chat. Hey, Dodd, congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. That's awesome. But I don't like to be up in the air, so please put me down. All right, that was River, everybody. I hope people like dogs. All right, but River, seriously, you need to stop jumping in on that side because it's getting annoying. All right, so sorry about that. All right, anyway. Oh, no, I lost the chat. All right, hold on, guys. I need to find the chat. So just give me 1 second. Calm down. All right. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So we're back. Navy says, I wonder, all right, never ending story. Yeah, that'd be funny. Leo. I mean, Leo is a great actor. So you can come up on that side. That's fine, River. Leo is a really talented actor, but I don't think Neverending Story should be rebooted. That's a story that I think should stay where it is. Mex says, I'm sorry, but I don't use any other social media. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, we'll try and find a way. If you can maybe contact one of the Valkyrie, and they'll be able to send me that link. So please do that. Sevi says, side note, your hair looked beautiful. Random Game User. Oh, guys, check out Random Game User's channel. She's also a YouTuber. She does some really great live streams and also some really great content. So please check her out as well. Let's see. Max says, what do you think is the best way to use CGI in films? So basically, as long as there's a good narrative behind the story, that's one part of it. A second part of it is that it's used as little as possible. So CGI for backgrounds is usually fine. I mean, usually if it's done right, you're not going to be able to tell that. But when it's a character, I feel that if you literally can't use any practical effects to create that character, then you should not, then that's the only time that you should use CGI for a character. But backgrounds, you can use them a little bit more because they look better and it's easier to make it look a lot more realistic. But when it comes to actual characters, I think that's where the problem really comes in. So good question, though. Let's see. Sharon Ferguson says, you sound like me, Odin. Am only nominally familiar anime myself, needing to watch Full Metal Alchemy. Yes, so yeah, I know about anime. I know about several titles. I love Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, so I'm very mainstream when it comes to that. But I'm very interested in it. That's why I'm actually in the process of starting Cowboy Bebop. So I know that my chat is going to be very happy about that. Navy says, wonder when Marvel will make Namor the Submariner. That is obscure. Trevor June says the 2 directors who were fired from Soilo put the droid in to mock Kathleen Kennedy, in my opinion. Yes, so another YouTuber, Boofire, did a video about that, and he basically put in his 2 cents as to why he thinks that character existed and why he thinks Lord and Miller are the ones that put that character in there for that reason. But I definitely think that after they were fired, John Kazan and Pham decided to not make that character a mockery. So that's what I think. Donald Hudson says Twitter and Facebook are the devil. I will agree with you. I use them because they're a great way of staying in contact, but they can definitely become a black hole. That is for sure. Super, what's up, Super? Welcome back to the chat, guys. Super is another amazing person, a regular here in Asgard. He says, hey, Odin, sorry I'm late. I went out for some fireworks. Happy 4th. You look fabulous in your onesie. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Welcome back to the chat. Hope you enjoyed some fireworks. River is terrified right now because we have that fireworks going off. And as we all know, she hates fireworks. So she is staying very, very close to dad right now. Let's see. Jeffrey Toon says, the thing about color changing characters in films, why is it okay to turn white character to a person of color, but not the other way around, Nick Fury and Heimdall in Thor? That is a very good point. And I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I've noticed this, for example, we talked about Jessica Jones a couple times ago. And for me, it's, you know, they decided for Jessica Jones to only hire female directors for each episode. And I just thought to myself, okay, well, if a show said flat out, we're only going to hire male directors, what would the narrative have been? God knows the studio would have been called sexist. There would have been boycotts, etc. Instead, we see it happen with Jessica Jones, and they expect it to be, oh, no, that's fine. It's normal. It's great. It's like, you can't have it both ways. I'm sorry. Like, either one's right or, you know, they're both right or they're both wrong. Like, you can't have it both ways like that. So, yes, that's a very, very good point. Darcibia says, I recommend some California wine for your after chat 1000 sub 4th of July celebration. If I drank, that would sound delicious, but I do not. So I'm just going to enjoy some water. I'll probably be eating some chocolates to celebrate as well. And yeah, so thank y'all very much. Yes, absolutely. It's amazing too, because the fact that this happened on the 4th of July, I think, was really awesome. Like, I honestly, I still cannot believe that we hit 1K today. It's insane. So thank y'all, everyone who's here, who has subscribed, who was a part of that last push especially. And yeah, welcome to the chat. And I hope that you continue to join us because we have fun here. Lando says, I'm a shill for butter. Hey, River likes butter, so I guess she's a shill for butter too. Sharon says, sorry for the double post earlier. My fingers got away from me. It's no problem at all, Sharon. Not at all. Navy says, maybe Mendelsohn will blame bad popcorn machines for episode 9's failure. Navy, you get a digital cookie, sir. That is a fantastic comment. Oh, because again, Mendelsohn will find any reason except the Phantom Menace to blame for any film that Star Wars puts out being a failure. Sister Mary says, LP37 is played by a feminazi who had never seen Star Wars and didn't know what a droid was and did the audition as a human and got the part. I remember that being mentioned before in a live stream. And yet it's just so insane. Like, that character, the fact that that character is a part of the Millennium is just so sad. That's why I can't even really call it the Millennium Falcon anymore. That's just so stupid. The worst thing that they could do, if episode 9, if they find a way, if like all of a sudden you have C-3PO come out and say, oh, I found a way to give a voice to this language that I've been hearing in the ship. And then all of a sudden that character has brought back the voice. Like, then if the Millennium Falcon starts talking as L337, that is when I walk. Like, I'm already going to go see it. I'm going to pay for another film, but I'm going to go see it. So that way I can review it and let y'all know how it is and, you know, rip it apart. But if that happens, I walk out. If that happens, I walk out. Because I wouldn't be able to get through the rest of it. Donald Hudson says Famous Amos. Yeah, so Famous Amos is a cookie brand, and they're very, very good. So if you like chocolate chip cookies, then you will like Famous Amos cookies as well. Almost said something else there, and those would not be good at all. Sharon says, okay, so they're talking to each other. Hayden H, welcome back, Hayden H. Earth is flat out. Oh, flat earther. Random says Attack the Block was good. Yes, it was really good. I liked it a lot. And also the fact that it was low budget, the monsters looked really great. Lando says, if John Boyega is my son, is it too late for an all right, as a Catholic, I don't like abortion jokes. So I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. I'm not trying to bring the chat down. But I will say right now, I don't appreciate those kinds of jokes personally. So just letting you know, I know that you didn't know, and I know that you didn't mean anything, by it, but I just letting you know, Lando. And again, we're still cool. We're still cool. Navy says, whenever they cast African-American actors, they always have to go after this, go for the stereotype, but of a joke, except for Mace Windu. Very good point. Max says, I wish they would have had Finn a Jedi too, but have to take a Jason Bourne approach where he's still a stormtrooper skills, but has to learn how to be a human being again. That would have been awesome. I love Bourne Identity. I think oh my goodness. What Paul Greengrass does for that film is just fantastic. And it's also Matt Damon before he became Matt Damon. So I really like that film a lot. But I will definitely agree with you there. I think that could have been an awesome story arc for Finn. And unfortunately, they've kind of ruined that character. Donald Hudson is numbing and his digital cookie. 70B says Brad Noble's missing. Unfortunately, yeah, Brad is missing. Where is he? This would be the night for him to troll. I mean, come on, Brad. Come find us. Navy says hi again, River. Mikey Tauber says hi, River. Random Gamer says, oh, hi, doggo. Poor Brescia puppy. I think you mean Precious Puppy, I assume that you mean. Yes, but yeah, River is indeed a wonderful puppy. There she is. There she is. Hi. Hi. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Now stop climbing on that side because you're knocking all my books down. Just see, Jeffrey Toon says the Finn and Rose adventure in Last Jedi added nothing to the film. They didn't even succeed in their mission. Yep, you are exactly right. Total waste of time, and not to mention a totally stupid side story that was totally unnecessary. So you were absolutely right, Jeffrey Toon. Lando says smooches for the pooches. Absolutely. Donald Hudson says, hi, River. Hi, River. Oh my goodness, but River, you're driving me crazy. I know you're scared, but you can't climb on that side. Let's see. Mex says, and then give him limits where he can only use physical force abilities and have him focus on being a lightsaber duelist that also uses blasters. That would be really cool. So yeah, being a Jedi, but being limited, not being very skilled in actual force powers and like force projection stuff, but being able to be very good at the lightsaber. I think that could be a really cool thing. Max, why don't you write episode 9? Because this is already a much better story than anything we've seen thus far. River. Let's see. Tina says, hi, River. Yes, hi, River. TM Blakemore says, oh, such a cute dog. My baby dog is scared of the fireworks too. And my chickens, my ducks are pretty chill though. Oh, my. So do you have a farm? Blakemore, do you have a farm? That's awesome. Navy says someone wants attention. Yes, she loves attention. Jarno says on the casino chase, wouldn't be better if they went to get more fuel and some clock device instead of someone to invade the first order system. Star Wars, the last gas station. Jarno, you've been picking your spots tonight, and every single one so far has been fantastic. So kudos to you, sir. Sharon Ferguson says, I have a question. There was such good fanfic floating around on the net. Now that Disney is the empire tightening their grip on us fans, does that mean that fanfic that doesn't include, all right, I'll wait and see. All right, I see it down there. The new canon will be hunted down and blown up like Alderaan. That would be interesting to see. In fact, I'm going to do a video really soon. So now that it's weird because I remember Jeremy saying this before, and I just honestly was like, what do you mean by this? You know how he said that he's gotten like inside information and how he's gotten like, people tell him stuff that, we can't, he can't reveal their identity, and it was given to him in confidence. Well, I just got information specifically about Reddit. And I think it's really, really interesting. Like this person gave me essentially like a dossier full of information, and it's really damning on Reddit. So be looking forward to that, because I'm going to try and get through all the information. And it's just amazing though, that is the case. But yes, so when it comes to Disney, I think that Disney, seeing what they did or what they're likely doing with Reddit, I think it's very possible that they could try and at least limit those things, especially. So that's a very, very good point. So hopefully not though. Let's see. Blakemore says, I won't watch Rogue One because of the CGI. Just can't get past it. Yeah, and actually, I know there's a lot of people on this chat that like Rogue One. I am not one of them. I think Rogue One is okay. I think that they have a lot of issues with it. The pacing, especially, is not very good with Rogue One, and I'm just not very interested in watching it ever again. So I am not a fan of Rogue One personally. Let's see. Mikey Tauber says, were you a fan of the new God of War? If so, where do you think they will go with the next one? I hope they have more open world and ways to build our own armor. I am not a gamer. I will say that straight up front. I am not a gamer. I am more of a movies, TV, pop culture person. So I am not a gamer. The systems that I play still are the N64 and the Nintendo Wii. So I'm a Nintendo person all the way. And also someone possibly sold me on buying a Switch one day. But at this point, I am an old gamer. So I love GoldenEye 007, Mario Kart 64, Mario Party 64, and all those classic Zelda, Ocarina of Time, such a great game. So that's where I'm stuck on still. So unfortunately, I'm not a gamer, so I can't help you there. But the ability to build armor in a game called God of War sounds like it should already be in there. So I agree with you there. Alien says, oh, don't shoot me the puppy. I melt all over. And also you come out of hiding, Alien. We have found Alien's weak spot to show the puppies. The puppies will bring Alien out of hiding. Donald Hudson says some of the best. Awesome. Jeffrey Toon says that's the difference between Lord of the Rings and Last Jedi. Solo, there was no love or care put into them. It does make a difference. You are absolutely right. If someone shows love for a franchise, if someone shows love for a story, then it'll be good. Like even if there are some like minor issues, you'll look past that because of the heart in it. I'll give you a great example. There's a movie called Once. I did a review for it on this channel. It came out in 2007. Very, very low budget film. Just very low, low budget camera work, low budget editing. Like just if it was something, it looks like it should have come out on YouTube. Like that's the quality of the film, but it has such heart to it. It has such a great message that I can look past all those problems and love it. And so again, love in a film, passion for a film totally makes a difference. So you are absolutely right, Jeffrey Toon. Totally agree with you there on that. Jeffrey Toon says hello to everyone that has joined. Absolutely. Sharon Ferguson says it was actually quite a great opening scene because I was ready to go on an adventure. Instead, I felt like I was just ending on a Disney ride and revisiting Tatooine, except it's called Jakku. Yeah, I know, right? It's so interesting to see the similarities between the two. And again, I could have forgiven that if episode 8 had been good, if episode 8 had taken it in a good, awesome new direction. But unfortunately, we got The Last Jedi. And so basically that tainted everything that came before it and after it, unfortunately, unless they're able to somehow retcon in episode 9 or do some really creative things, which I just don't see that happening. Adam Davies says, I'm sure Random Game User is a Legionnaire. Let's see. Mike Tauber says, also, you asked where I was in Israel. I'm in Givat Shumel, a suburb right outside of Tel Aviv. Well, that is awesome. That is awesome. So yeah, that is fantastic. Kudos to you, sir. That's awesome. Navy says, yeah, 3 of the female leads have all been white with British accents. That's a very good point. It's a very, very good point. We're all about diversity here, but we're still going to give it to white women with British accents because the British Empire just has to take over everything, including Star Wars. Good point, though. Ryan Johnson's Crackpipe says, going to be a busy day tomorrow for me. Good night, all. Congrats on 1K, Odin. Well, thank you very much, Crackpipe, for joining us. You are always welcome here. He has one of the best names in the chat, so thank you for joining us. You are awesome. Donald Hudson says, shots, Shirley Temple, shots. Donald Hudson, you get yourself a digital cookie, sir. Yum, nom, nom, nom. Digital cookie for you. That is awesome. So yeah, the joke is, since I am straight edge, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't smoke, that someone said that they were going to buy me around in one of the comments to my videos. And someone came in and said, well, how about a round of Shirley Temples? Instead, I said, you got it. I will totally take that round of Shirley Temples and they will be delicious. See, water to me is just so delicious. I love it. All right, let's see. Navy says, at least have a female lead of color then if you're really for diversity. I know, it's like if you're going to promote yourself as something, but then you're not going to live up to it, don't criticize other people because you don't perceive them to be as woke as you, as the kids like to say today. Navy says, perhaps Kathleen Kennedy is an Anglophile, the way they said Walter Disney. Oh, like Anglophile, that's what Walt Disney. Okay, I got you. Tina says, if the Falcon starts talking like that darn droid, I hope everyone walks out. I'm boycotting episode 9. I will rely on the rest of you to get us the lowdown on it. Well, again, all of us, I'm sure, will. I know that I will. I'm sure that someone at Geeks and Gamers, I don't know if Jeremy will. I know Jeremy is really strongly considering not going to see episode 9 either, just like he didn't see Soilo. But someone from his team will go see it. I know that someone from World Class Beazzers will. I don't know if Ethan Van Sciver will, but I know that there's tons of channels that are going to go see it in some way. I will be one of them. My plan at this point is to buy a ticket to another film instead. And just like I did for Soilo, I got a ticket for Deadpool. So that way my money went to Deadpool instead. And yeah, absolutely. But I will walk out of the theater if that happens. Might ask for a refund or a pass. I'm not sure. It depends on how early or late that happens. System Error says, Daisy Ridley and John Boyega both speak with the same accent, but they made Boyega change his to an American because they wanted to make Finn a racist caricature of African-American men. In my opinion, that's an interesting take. I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I appreciate your insight on that, but I don't quite see that as much as you might, but I definitely think it's weird that they would make him change his accent. I mean, I guess it's to try and say, oh, everyone comes from different parts of the galaxy, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like that was necessary for them to do. Let's see. Navy says, I mean, I can understand that Obi-Wan had that accent because he was a knight. That is a good point. Jedi Knight. Yep, damn right. Yeah, you know what, Navy? Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. Donald Hudson says, Valkyries, did you get Navy Lax cookie? Please do if you haven't done so already. Tina says you made 48 dozen what cookies? Wait, you made 48 dozen of something, Tina? I mean, Stephanie, please, can I have some? X says, Seen Geeks and Gamers gave you a shout out. That's awesome. Yes, thank you so much for that. Yeah, he did. And actually, that is what helped push us over the finish line, or not the finish line, past the first goal to 1,000. So, yeah, Jeremy's awesome over there. He's been such a help, such an inspiration, and I owe so much to him. So yeah, thank you very much for that. Yeah, it was so cool to see it happen. It was so cool. I was looking at the chat, and then I was looking at YouTube, and I was just like, oh my goodness, like this, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Max says, Darth Wookiee. Don't you know that the Sith code prohibits you from cultivating love and forming attachments? They lead to weakness and mercy. Oh, yeah, I see. Makes sense. Shannon Ferguson says, I'm just thinking some good fanfic that I read online before the Disney takeover has disappeared since then. I wonder if maybe they got harassed, or maybe their server got shut down, or I don't know. Maybe it could have been a copyright thing. So it could have been Disney going after them for all I know, but that would be interesting to find out. Let's see. Hi, baby. Oh, I know you're scared. It's okay. What are you trying? Are you sniffing everything? You're knocking everything over? I know you're scared, baby. It's okay. All right. Mex says, oh, sorry. Navy says, Jeffrey Toon, yeah, remember how Carrie Fisher's accent was very fluid? Oh, my goodness, I remember that. That's so true. Mex says, that's because I know which films and literature to rip off from, unlike Jar Jar Abrams and Ruin has no Johnson. Susamara says, it was J.J. Abrams that made Boyega change accent, and he has also been up for some racial shenanigans in episode 9. EVS mentioned it last night on High Council. That is interesting. Okay, so there might be more to that. So now that you mentioned that, I think there might be more to what you said before. Navy says, I always wanted to see a giant sea battle in Star Wars. When will we get that? Well, I guess since we already had a huge desert planet, we could go back to a Camino-like planet and have it be all water, and then have a water battle. Could have a sea battle in that way. Maybe they'll bring that back. That'd be interesting. Navy says, I am so old. I have a Commodore 64. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate that. Live Free says, Force Awakens, 3 out of 10. Rogue One, 5 out of 10. I think he meant The Last Jedi, 1 out of 10. Solo, 2 out of 10. So those are your ratings. For me, off the top of my head, I'd probably give The Force Awakens a 7 out of 10. Rogue One, a 5 out of 10. Last Jedi, a 3 out of 10. And Solo, a 5 out of 10. No, 4 out of 10. I'd give Solo a 4 out of 10. Off the top of my head. Again, if I were to break it down, my grades would probably be different, but just off the top of my head. Let's see. Jeffrey Toon says, naval battle needs to be done on Mon Calamar. Okay, yeah, that could be interesting. Mech says, as a white male, I used to joke that I'm not racist. I just can't stand white people. I never thought I'd see the day when I actually hear someone say that with all seriousness. I know, right? Like, it's interesting that someone can say with all seriousness, I hate white people, and they are not viewed as racist. But if I were to say I hate a certain race, I would be painted as a racist. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. Either we're both racist, or we're both just having an opinion. Like, you can't have it both ways. And it is interesting that nowadays you can just get away with that, and it's just not seen as a big deal. Navy says, the first Terminator from 1984 had a low budget, was still awesome. Damn right about that. You're totally correct. Donald Hudson says, I prefer baking peanut butter cookies. I love chocolate chip, but if I'm baking it, peanut butter. Peanut butter cookies are delicious. I prefer chocolate chip all the time, but that's probably the kind, since I give out chocolate chip cookies, those would probably be the ones that I would send out. Probably, again, I'd get like Famous Amos or Chips Ahoy or, again, some small bag, so that way it won't go bad if it takes a while. Jeffrey Toon says, why did Disney change the name of Caravan to Moribund or whatever? It's so pointless. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, so why would you change the name of something that's already been established? There's no need for it. Probably for some, race thing that they're going to try and put out there. I mean, let's be honest. Navy says, funny thing, it's called Star Wars, even though no battle has ever taken place in the service of a star. Ooh, that could be interesting to see an actual Star War. Mr. Peabody, what is up, Mr. Peabody? Welcome to the chat. That's a new name. Wow, you weren't kidding. Chewbacca onesie. I want one. Yes, I was not kidding. Again, I mentioned to the chat one night, I think it was like last week, that I had a Chewbacca onesie, and they suggested that I wear it. And so I said, sure, I'll wear my Chewbacca onesie the day we hit, for the entire live stream, the day we hit 1,000 subscribers. I thought that was going to happen like next week. So today, when we went over that amount, I was like, all right, I'm going to jump on early, so that way people who have to go to bed soon can at least see me in the onesie before they go to bed. And yeah, I'm a man of my word. So if I say I'm going to do something, I am going to do it. And yes, it's very comfortable, but it's also very hot. And having the giant beard does not help either. Let's see. Navy says, or what about black holes and time travel in Star Wars? Yeah, so I know that Rebels dances with time travel. So that could be very interesting to see that brought into the universe. So I know some people are not quite as fond as of that concept, but I think it'd be cool. I think it could be cool. I really do. Let's see. Stephanie has the cookie count update. Oh, first, Donald Hudson is nomming on his another cookie. So cookie count update. Let's see. Jarno has 1. Chuck Graham has 1. Navy Lakes has 2. Has 1. Donald Hudson has 1. I think Donald might have 2. I'm not sure. Hudson says, Mr. Peabody, where's Sherman? Yes, it had to happen. Mex says, I'm not planning on seeing Star Wars Episode 9. You said 11. I think you mean 9. After seeing Last Jedi, I absolutely don't care what Disney Lucasfilm does at this point. I have no faith in their ability to continue the story. And again, I feel like a lot of people feel that way. I know a lot of people who plan on just straight up boycotting the film. I'm not there yet. I'm not going to give my money to it at this point, but I totally understand where you're coming from for sure. Let's see. Sunny B says it's getting tight. Tina says World Class BSer said they are, and I think Ethan said he will. And I went to episode 9. I had to get a ticket to Wonder Woman 1984 or Jumanji, sneak into it. Yes, oh my goodness, because then you could feed into the narrative. But you see, when you do that, then you feed into the narrative that Scott Mendelsohn wants to put out there and says, oh, well, the reason why it's going to fail, the reason why episode 9 would fail is because people would go see Wonder Woman instead, or would see Jumanji again, see Jumanji instead. And it has nothing to do with the quality of the Star Wars films. It's just because, there's other movies that come out, even though that's never hindered any Star Wars film in the history of Star Wars. And we've only had one Star Wars film lose money solo. So Sharon says, I didn't go see Last Jedi, heard too much bad about it. And considering how, LFL and Disney, Lucasfilm have treated the fandom, I will never go see anything they produce now. I will cling to my original EU, Thrawn. Yes, so I've gotten a lot of recommendations to read the original Thrawn trilogy, so it is on my list of things to read. I've heard awesome things about the extended universe, so I cannot wait to dive into that further, and I totally understand where you're coming from. I know everyone feels just so burned by Lucasfilm with all the nonsense that's been going on, especially now that you have one of your directors directly attacking the fans almost on a daily basis at this point. I'm sorry, but you got to do something. You got to do something. You got to fire somebody, or you have to at least make a public statement. I mean, that's the only thing that you can do. Jeffrey June says, I've lost faith in Disney Star Wars. I think a lot of people have. Adam Davies says, Odin, I don't know how you do it. Don't smoke, don't drink, teach kids. I'd last about 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, with the teaching of the kids, that is definitely, if anything was going to drive me to drink, it would be that. But yeah, so I just, I don't know, once you're in it, once you start doing it and start practicing it, it just becomes natural and it just becomes a habit. And then, like anything, once something's a habit, it just comes out naturally. And so it's just very easy for me to say, no, I'd rather drink my bottle of water, and I'd rather drink just a glass of milk, or, chocolate milk, of course. I love chocolate milk. It's the only kind of milk I drink. And yeah, it just, I feel like once you're there, it's a lot easier to do. Hold on, let me just make sure my dogs are okay. My dogs are fine. All right. Sorry. But yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, it's not easy. As far as I say that, but I mean, it is, for me, it's easy now. I don't want to like blow it off and say, oh, it's so easy to do. Cause I know when someone is drinking or is smoking, especially smoking, since you get addicted to it, it's going to be very hard to break away. But since I never got into those things, it was not hard for me to not engage in them in the first place. Jefferson says it's very disappointing. Mex says, and Mara Jade, I would love to find out more about Mara Jade. I've heard it so much. Blake Moore says, can't see how episode 9 will appeal to me. I didn't boycott Solo. I had zero interest in it. Not really a boycott if I had no interest. Yeah, I agree with you there. I feel like, again, you had the people who were boycotting it, but then you also had the people who were just like, I don't want to see it. I'm not boycotting it. I just have no interest in seeing it. And then you had the people like me who went to go see it, but paid for something else or snuck in to see it or something to that effect. Mr. Peabody said, dog or cat? Dog. I have 2 lovely dogs and they are amazing. System Error says, accents would make more sense with Boyega speaking first order English and Ray speaking with a more rough accent like redneck or Aussie. Very, very good point. Very, very good point for sure. Sharon Ferguson says, Ruin has no Johnson. Yeah, I thought that was funny too. Mr. Peabody says, yeah, Sea Battle, that would be cool. That would be really, really cool. Let's see. Random Game User says, I view them as racist. If you're talking about the people at Lucasfilm, they pretty much, SJWs in their essence are racist because of the views that they have. I don't like calling people that because I don't like using that word as freely as SJWs like to, but I mean, essentially that's what they are. I mean, if you really break down their arguments, that's what they are. Will Last Name Guy says, are duck eggs good? Okay, I think that's back to another person who has a farm. Very Little Steph, how things. Bishop Peabody says, yeah, I'm new. I'm new. Jeremy gave you a shout. Yes, he did. And it was awesome. So thank you for that. Thank you for joining us. Jeffrey Toon says, my parents have eaten duck eggs. They told me they were very nice, rich, you know. Do they taste the same as regular eggs, or is there an actual like discernible difference between the two? I like mine scrambled. So if I scrambled those eggs, would there be any discernible difference? Please let me know. Navy says, or what about another lightsaber duel on Bespin, but this time they fall all the way through the planet from one side to the other while fighting? No, because then knowing what they would do, they would make the characters totally CGI and it would look as bad as the fall that happens in Black Panther, which is probably one of the worst scenes in that film when him and Warmonger are falling and fighting. It just looks so bad. Let's see. 70B says, update Don HUD 2. Okay, awesome. Sharon says, time travel as a plot can get out of hand, and Star Trek did so much already. Yeah. So again, that's why, for the sake of what's going on right now, if they use time travel just to do away with the nonsense that Rian Johnson did, I would be okay with that for a one-off use. But that would be the only time that I would be okay with it. If they're going to use it but keep a lot of what Rian Johnson set up, then I would totally agree with you that it would just really screw things up. But again, I think it would be better to screw up the plot and make it confusing at this point than to keep The Last Jedi's narrative in check. Don Hudson says, sweet. Yep. Jeffrey June says, I think we have to be careful about what we hear about episode 9. Lucasfilm may troll us. That is also very true. They love to put out false information. So that way sites will cover it. So that way they can just, pull the rug out under them. It's interesting because they did that to their own show site with Collider. Because remember, Collider had that story where there was like breaking news. They're halting production on all the Star Wars story films. But then like Lucasfilm came out not long after and said, that's not true. So it's interesting that they pretty much hurt one of the sites that's very pro Lucasfilm and very pro Disney. Mr. Peabody says, yeah, Ethan is going to 9 just for reviewing purposes, taking one for the team. Exactly. That's what I would be doing too. Adam Davis says, me too. Duck eggs taste great, but you have a lot more protein than chook eggs. You'll get constipation if you eat too many. Well, thanks for the warning. Will Last Name Guy says, time travel to the past is impossible because of the Langoliers. Okay, yeah, thank you for that. Mex says, one of the rumored spoilers for episode 9 has a water world and a cornucopia type technology that rip off of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Okay, yeah. I mean, it might be a rumor at this point, but I think that the way that they're going to try and bring people back, especially the hardcore fans, is going to probably be to appeal to a lot of the extended universe. Whether or not that's actual characters or planets or things like that remains to be seen. Vexter 4000, that's a new name. Vexter 4000, welcome to the chat. I'm not boycotting 9 yet, but already doing the boycott Rian Johnson trilogy. Yes, I am definitely boycotting that trilogy. I will probably not go see that because I don't think it's going to happen. I think that's dead in the water. They would be stupid to release that trilogy in theaters. And if they put it on the network, the Disney Network, I already plan not on buying the Disney Network in the first place, so I'll have no reason to watch it either. I wouldn't even watch it on a torrent. Not like I do that anyway. Mex says, another rumored leak was that Star Wars 9 is another carbon copy of Return of the Jedi, but with a bigger Starkiller base and 2 moons with shield generators, hyperspace ramming returns too. Yeah, but also too, I think that might have been inspired. So you've seen like the troll poster that was released that made fun of the people who want to remake Last Jedi and how they had like the three different balls. That might be where that came from. I'm not exactly sure, but they need to get away from giant balls that destroy things. When you say it out loud, you're like, that is kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I really hope that they move away from that. And hyperspace ramming, yeah, let's just keep that. Let's just keep that in the past. Donald Hudson says he's not seeing 9. I don't blame you. Super, welcome back, Super. I'm back. How's everybody doing? I tried to stay on the stream while I was out, but my data was running out. Yeah, actually, so I just I use Cricket Wireless, which for the most part is very good. It's limited in its data capability as far as the download speed and upload speed, but I actually just upgraded to unlimited data because I have been using it a lot to watch the World Cup. And so I want to make sure I have that, especially on my trip next week, because there's going to be some World Cup games going on. And also I am trying and thinking of doing a live stream from Chicago when I am up there on my trip. I will keep you posted on that, but I do plan on doing that. And if I don't have access to free Wi-Fi, I might have to do it from my data. Now, I don't know if the Cricket Wireless is going to be fast enough to keep up, but if it is, then I will be trying to do that as well. So that's another reason why. It was mostly for the World Cup, but that's another reason why I got unlimited data. So I appreciate that. Welcome back, Super. Blake Moore says, I can't forgive JJ after he desecrated Khan. Nobody recreates Khan. There is only one. I can agree with you there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Star Trek, but I'm not a Trekkie. So it's one of those things where I appreciate Star Wars Next Generation was probably the one that I watched the most. My wife is a huge fan of Star Trek, like a huge Trekkie, and she actually likes the films. Hold on, guys. All right. I might smell poop, guys, so just give me 1 second just to double check. You also get a better look at the onesie while I'm doing this. Did one of y'all go poop? I hope not. Or was it just a fart? Did you just fart? Farts Miggy, did you just fart? All right. Yeah, I think it was just a fart, guys. But anyway, that lets y'all get a good look at the onesie. So y'all can see just how comfortable it actually is. All right. All right. But yeah, going back to Khan, so because of that, I actually like the remakes. I like the new movies that are coming out because they're well-made movies. I know that for some Star Trek fans, they might not be perfect. I know that, for example, my wife's dad is also a huge Star Trek fan, and he doesn't like the new movies as much. So I can definitely understand why people would think that for sure. So let's see. Donald Hudson says no more Disney, no more money for Disney Star Wars. Again, I definitely hear that. Super says, what have you, how we been talking about this evening? We've been talking about Star Wars movies, this onesie, 1000K. I mean, 1000K, 1K. I mean, we've been talking about pretty much everything at this point. So, yeah, so definitely if you want to listen back to it, go right ahead. But yeah, we've been having fun, and that's the whole point of this chat, is to have fun, is so that everyone's comments can be heard, everyone's discussions can be heard. Oh, sorry about that, guys. And yeah, that's the reason why I do this chat, and it's fun, and I love you guys. Y'all are awesome. Mex says, personally, I would have loved to see how George Lucas would have developed the sequel trilogies and the wills. Yeah, again, I would rather have seen, if I had known what we were going to get, I would rather have seen Bob the Will. And I made a video on Bob the Midichlorian, who I now call Bob the Will. I would have loved to have seen a story about Bob and Nancy Will and their love story and how they created Will babies and how those Will babies became the Force. I think that would have been an amazing story compared to The Last Jedi. I would much rather see that. And also, I really hope somebody makes a Bob the Will shirt, and with Bob and Nancy as two little Wills and a little Will baby and the Force, everything. I think that'd be fantastic. Sharon Ferguson says, it wouldn't have been hard to say we will keep the original EU, but we're going to expand it with our own stories and then stay true to the universe. I'd found that acceptable. Yeah, I think it would have been acceptable for them to say, okay, these few things are non-canon. The rest is still up in the air. Or to say, all of this is up in the air. None of it is officially canon, but none of it is non-canon. I think the big mistake they did was saying, oh yeah, all of this stuff is non-canon, period. That was the mistake that they made, and it ticked off a lot of people in the process. So it'll be interesting to see if they try and backtrack that. I imagine that they will by bringing in non-canon things into the canon, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. But at this point, it might be too little too late, especially if they don't make any major changes at the top. Jeffrey Toon says, I hope Mahler does a critique of episode 9. I'll watch it that way. All right. Good. Bori says, most weed stores are closed in Cali. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you weren't. I'm sorry you didn't find anything. Mikey Topper says, I found your channel for the first time earlier days ago. Glad I did. You have great videos, and this has been a great live chat. I'm off to sleep now, 5 a.m. here. Take care, everybody. Merry America Day. Well, thank you very much, Mikey Topper. I'm so glad that you did find the channel, and I'm glad that you're enjoying the videos. Thanks for joining me tonight on this stream. And excuse me, I hope you have a good morning sleep. So, and thank you also. Happy 4th to any Americans here. And happy Wednesday to any non-Americans here. Donald Hudson says there can be only one gun. Let's see. Will last name guy says, good night, Mikey. Good night, Mike. Good night, Mike. Good night, Ned. Who can name that movie? If you can name that movie, you get a digital cookie. Good night, Ned. Random Game User 42 says some people might have pirated Solo. I think a lot of people pirated Solo for sure. For sure they did. 70B says I don't boycott, but I don't spend my money on Star Wars anymore. Exactly. So again, I feel like the biggest problem they have is not that they have so many angry people as much as they have so many apathetic people. So many people who just don't care anymore about the product that's being put out. And I think that's worse because it's one thing to have people that boycott because they can fight against boycotters. They have a face, they have a name, they can, fight actively against that. But if it's someone who's just like, I'm done and I'm just not going to do anything, they can't fight against that. They really can't unless they make major changes to bring people back. So Samara says, I thought I was boycotting 9. Then I realized I actually just don't want to watch it, but I do want to watch the Favreau TV show. I want to watch the Favreau TV show as well. So if that comes out on the network, which at this point it's scheduled to do, I will probably find another way of watching it because I'm not going to give Disney my money for that stream since I already have Netflix and Funimation and a couple other streams as well. So Jeffrey Toon, Matt Damon. Sharon Ferguson says, I felt violated. JJ ruining Walk into the Darkness. Yeah, I mean, I will say that was definitely the worst of the new ones so far, but I personally still liked it. Navy says, have you guys heard that Jean-Luc Picard might return? That could be interesting. As long as it is, as long as they don't recast him. Because if they recast Picard, if they recast Patrick Stewart, that would be the biggest mistake they can make. I've actually met Patrick Stewart in person. He was in a Broadway production of Hamlet, and he was amazing. I'm not a huge Shakespeare fan, but he was amazing in it, and I got his autograph. And it was funny because I asked if I could take a picture with him, and his response to me was, son, I am far past the age of taking photographs. And I was just like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, I was just like, yes, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I am sorry that I have offended you. You are my captain. I am sorry. Mr. Peabody says, I'm really impressed you respond to all the chat. Well, thank you very much. I know that I'm sure that it can be kind of annoying at times for those who are live in the chat. But it's something that I started doing from the beginning, and a lot of people tend to like it because, and the only reason why I do is because I've seen the big live streams. I've seen the high councils and the ones that have thousands of people watching, and I've seen those chats, and they are insane. And I feel like a lot of people put content out there, put questions out there, put so much, just put their own thoughts out there. And I feel like a lot of it just disappears. And so I want mine, since we are small, to be one where everyone has a voice and everyone is heard and everyone gets a chance to get their discussions out there. So that's the reason why I do that. Let's see. Blakemore says duck egg flavors will change depending on what you feed ducks. They will taste rancid if you feed them shellfish. I don't think I would ever feed a duck shellfish, but thanks for letting me know that. Let's see. Hold on one second, guys. I'll just text the wife real quick. All right, I'm back. So let's see. Jeffrey Toon says, I was so disappointed when they killed the EU. Kyle Katarn, Coran Horn, Mara Jade, the Solo Kids, the real Ben Skywalker. Yeah. I mean, since I'm not as knowledgeable about the EU, I don't have as much of an emotional tie to them, but I know how much people love that and love the EU. And that's why I have taken so many suggestions from y'all about what to read and what to learn about the EU. And I cannot wait to dive into it. So thank y'all so much for that. Dervatines, and Thrawn, of course. Yep. Vector 4000 says, have to do time travel to retcon Last Jedi. Yeah, that's pretty much what they have to do. Unless they do a dream sequence or they say, oh, it was all a dream. That would be kind of silly to me. They might be able to do something really cool with time travel, though. And if they can retcon 8, that might be the way to go. Jefferson says, love the Thrawn. A lot of people love Thrawn. That's why the Thrawn trilogy is like the first thing on my list that I'm going to dive into when I have time. System Era says, my understanding is that they had 10 years of films in production and have stopped it all to rewrite it. Could be a good sign that KK is out. Yeah, I mean, I know Ethan Van Sciver has been talking about that. I've mentioned that before on my channel. There's just no way that you greenlight a decision that loses a company hundreds of millions of dollars and keep your job. I'm sorry. There's just no one in the real world gets away with that. I'm sorry, like for a company. And again, people might say, oh yeah, but everyone who's a part of Disney has that same SJW ideology of Kathleen Kennedy. It's like, yeah, they might, but if they're a member of the board, and also too, keep in mind that we have now seen, so I talked about this article the other day. So the Motley Fool, that person who wrote that article is a shareholder, because the Motley Fool is also shareholders in Disney. And so that was from his perspective. So I think it's interesting that you now have shareholders coming out and talking about this nonsense. And I think that it will continue. And once the shareholders are being active about it, then definitely we're going to hear some changes coming out soon, I would say. Vexter 4000 says yes. Navy says whether Kathleen Kennedy is out or not makes no difference. The damage has been done. Just put Star Wars on hold for a while. Again, I agree and disagree. I think that there should be a little bit of time in between, but I think that the year and a half they have between now and 9, as long as they take it in a new direction and they have someone else who's the producer behind it, I think that would make it a good film. And also, if they're able to retcon 8, that would be another really good decision on their part. Will Last Name Guy says hyperspace ramming. I know he hates that so much. Mr. Peabody says, I wonder how many sets of floaties if you take to keep an AT-AT up in naval battle. Could you imagine if an AT-AT or an AT-AT, I don't know what y'all like. Do you like AT-AT or AT-AT? I like AT-AT myself, but I wonder how many, that's a really good question. How many floaties would it take for an AT-AT to float in water? Could you imagine if they tried to bring an AT-AT into a water battle, or a water battle, or could you imagine like a water version of an AT-AT? That'd be interesting. That would be very, very interesting. All right. Voria says, let's not remake The Last Jedi. I'm just going to stick with Ivan Ortega's edit. It's that I've mentioned him several times. Ivan Ortega is amazing. If you've not checked out his channel, please do. The things that he's doing with his edit of The Last Jedi are awesome. He's fixing so many of the problems, and he shows y'all how he's doing it, and he explains it. So it's really, really good. And I will agree with you there. The people who are trying to remake The Last Jedi, I think that's kind of a fool's errand, because even if you can get the financing for it, I just don't think you're going to be able. I mean, obviously, it's going to be blacklisted by Disney. It's going to be blacklisted by so many different studios and distributors. So I don't know how you're going to get the word out there if you make that film. But with Ivan, he's just going to give it away for free, and I'm sure he's making money to support his efforts in this through his Patreon page and through YouTube and things like that. I don't know if he's gotten monetized yet, but I know that he's been working towards that. So that's going to help him out. But also too, I think that's the way to go about it too as well. So I cannot wait to see Ivan Ortega's cut. I have the Harmy's despecialized editions of the original trilogy, and I love them. They are fantastic. They are perfect because they are the original trilogy before all of the special edition nonsense that George Lucas added in. And so I know the process to get those films was very tedious, and I'm ready to go through that to get Ivan Ortega's cut, because I'm sure he's going to have to do something very similar to that to be able to give it away for free. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait for Ivan Ortega's cut. It's going to be awesome. Mex says, just to clarify, Return of the Jedi carbon copy rumor appeared long before the movie poster troll. Okay, I gotcha. So that makes sense. Tina says, I don't think there's actually going to be a Xerox Ruin has no Johnson trilogy. I love that. That's like the thing we say. It'll die in what they call development hell. They just they don't want to come out and say he's done. Yeah, I agree with you. So I don't think they're going to happen. I really do think they're done, because again, they would be box office poison if they did, because no one's going to go see Rian Johnson's films, because he's attacked and alienated himself from everyone else, essentially, except for the SJWs, who don't tend to go out and see a movie multiple times, don't buy merchandise, things like that. And so I totally agree with you there. But yeah, it would be interesting to see if they let him go quietly, similar to Kathleen Kennedy. I don't know if they're just going to let them go quietly, never mention it again, or if they're going to make some kind of announcement. I think to save face, they would be better to make an announcement. Personally, I think that's the best way that they could, reach out to the fan base. Navy says, besides, Kathleen Kennedy is too busy destroying Indiana Jones right now. I know hiring John Kasdan to write the script for Indiana Jones 5 is a terrible idea. He's the one that gave us pandosexual Lando Calrissian, and none of us wants to see that in Indiana Jones. Just saying that. Dollar Hudson says, boycott Ryan. cook stamp in general. Super says they've already essentially fired KK, so I don't see how or why Iger would greenlight anything she backed since he knows the audience hates her. I agree with you there because, again, even though Iger might have similar political ideology as her, he is also a businessman. He knows what it takes to make money, and I don't think that he's going to make that kind of decision. Somebody says development hell. Yep, absolutely. Navy says maybe she'll make SJW dinosaurs for next Jurassic World. Oh, please, no, that'd be terrible. Navy says poop, wasn't me. Yep, wasn't you. 70B says, oh, River tooted. No, if it was anyone, it was Willow. Willow has gas for days. Will Ask Him Guy says dog farts are the worst. You are right about that. Vex 4000 says that's got to be hot. Yes, it is very hot right now. But I'm comfortable, but I'm hot because it's very soft fabric, so it's very comfortable, but it's also very hot. But I'm okay, guys. I'm doing fine. I'm keeping myself hydrated, and y'all are keeping me kind of distracted by it, so I'm doing great. System Error says the poop, LOL, poop hunt turned up, only fart air. Donald Hudson, a toot. A toots. Navy says, I like Star Trek from 2009. Me too. Sharon says, ooh, dog farts are the worst. Absolutely true on that. Navy says, horse farts are loud. I used to go to like a horseback riding camp when I was younger. And so one of the things, since I went there for so long, I actually ended up being able to work with the horses a lot. And man, stables, when I was first going, smelled awful. I got so used to it though, that it just never fazed me ever again. But yeah, horse farts are so loud. Liv Free says, I feel like total boycott on Disney. I understand where you're coming from on that. Jeffrey Toon says, on a comment Mex said about interdictor cruisers, why the hell don't the First Order have those? I am not sure. Blake Moore says, I like the third Star Trek movie, Beyond. I think Peg wrote that. I actually approve of Chris Pine's portrayal of Kirk. Me too. I think he's a great Captain Kirk. And again, I think the first one and third one are on par with each other as far as quality goes. 2 is definitely the weak one, but it's kind of like a weak MCU film to me, being that it's not worse than other films out there. But it's actually, I like it. I actually like it a lot. Sharon says, well, it wasn't too much that it wasn't perfect. Cinematically, I understand if people like it and everything, but everything inherent to the relationships and plot of WOK was erased in ID. JJ showed he didn't have a clue. Okay, again, I can respect that view of that for sure. Mr. Peabody says they really do need to dip their toes into the Journal of the Wills. I mean, they've got the books from the Jedi Temple, so maybe there'll be some mention of the Wills in episode 9. I doubt it, but I mean, they have it, so they could possibly do a Journal of the Wills thing. Navy says, I mean, I'm one of the few people who have a soft spot for Star Trek Enterprise, at least the later seasons. Well, I appreciate that. Mech says, I think that the Sorry group were simply too lazy to actually take the time to comb through the EU for the best parts. I agree with you there. Jeffrey June says, Crocodile Dundee. Blake Moore says, I'm one of the few weird people who likes Star Trek Voyager and not DS9. Okay, that's interesting. Vex 4000 says, I don't think the story group knows what they're doing. They of course they don't know what they're doing. I mean, did you see? No, you probably didn't see Solo because no one wanted to see it. And if you did, it was really bad. Donald Hudson, you get another cookie. Dude, Donald Hudson, is that 3 cookies for you now? Donald Hudson gets another cookie. 3 Amigos. That is indeed the movie I was quoting earlier. Good night, Ned. That is when the turtle says good night to Ned. 3 Amigos, an amazing movie. Has some of the greatest comedic actors in it. I love Martin Short and Steve Martin. They are awesome. They also, guys, if you like comedy and you like Martin Short and Steve Martin, they did River. They did a comedy special together on Netflix, and it's hilarious. It's great. Blake Moore says, TNG is my favorite, although Shatner's audiobooks are pretty darn good. Alien 7 of 9. What is up, Alien? Jumping back in. 70B says, that is so Jean-Luc. Henry Bear says, RJ Xerox Johnson. Yep, Xerox Johnson. Jeffrey Toon says, it's weird the story group seem to be creatively... River. It's weird the story group seemed to be creatively bankrupt, but they destroyed all the rich lore the EU had. But there was that was there for the taking. I totally agree with you. And there were so many things that I've been told already. I mean, I've been told so many things about the EU. There are so many things they could have done with it. And just to erase it all when you literally have nothing, because the story group has done nothing creatively, like positively creatively, with what they have. So yeah, I totally agree with you there. Navy says the actress who played Counselor Troy was basically my sexual awakening. God. Super says, you met Patrick Stewart. That's awesome. Glad he was very nice. He was very, very nice. Patrick Stewart was that was probably one of my favorite celebrity meetups for sure. Mex says, I won't lie, some of the EU is not worth your time, especially not Crystal Star or the Callista Ming trilogy, unless you want to read about Mara Jade's cameo in the second book. Yeah, I think I'd rather read a story that focuses on Mara Jade than just a cameo, because Mara Jade is the one, is Luke Skywalker's wife, right? I'm pretty sure that's the story, but I know that Jeremy's talked about that a couple times. But yeah, so I'm not opening up my list for Star Wars books yet because I already have a pretty good list and it takes me forever to read them anyway. But once I knock one of those off, then I will open it up for more suggestions. Blakemore said, I think episode 9 should be a collision of two realities like the Voyager episode where they had to combine two realities and can change everything without getting rid of 7 and 8. Yeah, they could do that, but I would rather them get rid of 8 because 8 just was so bad. Vector 4000 says, I wasn't upset that the EU was killed as I always consider them non-canon if it's not in a movie. Again, that is a fair point to make. I just think the fact that they officially said it was non-canon, because I feel like the better decision would have just been to leave them where they were in however people thought about them and just not say anything instead of saying, oh yeah, it's all non-canon, it's not official, too bad. Like, I feel like that's what they should not have done. Jeffrey Toon says we need Deadpool to time travel and remove KK and RJ from the timeline. Yes, Jeffrey Toon, digital cookie for you. I appreciate the Deadpool 2 reference. Sharon Bergen says that screw any Star Trek stuff. The Orville rules. My wife loves the Orville. I have not watched it yet, but I've heard great things. Vori says Aqua at nice. I know, right? That would be interesting. Adam Davies says, if I lost my company that much money, not only would I be fired, I'd be investigated for criminal negligence. Yep. Any one of us would have been. It's so amazing how all these people. It's so amazing how all these people are treated like so special, but a normal everyday person would just get thrown on a rail essentially. Navy says, I want to see R2-D2 use the Force. Oh my god, that would be like me wanting to see Darth Jar Jar Binks. That's that level right there for sure. Adam Davies says the Orville is fantastic. Okay, well, because I'm getting suggestions here, I might have to check that out then. Blake Moore says, love Ivan. Yes, Ivan is amazing. Vori says, Ivan did get monetized. Thank God for that. I know that he was so frustrated because he had met everything and hadn't gotten monetized. So I'm very, very glad he got monetized. That's awesome. Thank you for letting me know that. Vexer says, I'm a shareholder, voted against Bob Iger. Nice. Thanks for sharing that. Again, I think the shareholders will have a much larger voice and impact on all the Star Wars films that are going to be going forward. Sharon Ferguson says, I was so impressed with how well McFarlane handled the new universe. It's the first true original science fiction we've seen in a very long time. All right, very nice to know that. I'll definitely have to check that series out. Mr. Peabody says, think about a battle on beach at and ground forces. The rebels do pincer movements from sea. Ooh, that could be really cool. Adam Davies says, I like Doomcock's take on the Orville being the inheritor of Star Trek. I think, oh man. All right, so guys, I am going to write that down. So the Orville has now made the list. So guys, for anyone that's new, I have a list of movies, television, books, etc. And if it sounds interesting to me, the light might flint it. There we go. That's one page. I've got like 5 other sticky notes and they all have different recommendations of movies, television, etc. So if you mention something that is interesting to me and is not a book, at least at this point, I will write it down and it'll be on the list. So if anyone is a wrestling fan and knows about Chris Jericho, you just made the list. All right. So Sharon says, Jeffrey, totally agree about the story group, but I have my own theory about that group. It's obvious they were never in it to begin with. Yeah, I mean, based on the effort they're putting in right now, they totally just don't care. Sharon says, it might have the same feel as Star Wars, but it's got its own lore and culture. And I agree with you totally with you. That makes it original. Yeah, exactly. Tina says, Harrison Ford will be 76 on July 13th. The start of Indy 5 filming has been delayed. Ford's not getting any younger. What the heck are they doing? Exactly. At this point, he is so old. They should just let that series be. I know that they want to like have one last hurrah because Crystal Skull was so bad. But at this point in his career, I just don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't think they should have a younger Indy. I know they were trying to do that with Shia LaBeouf, and it was a terrible decision. It did not work at all. And yeah, so if they're going to do this film, they need to do it quickly, and they need to do it right. And we'll see what happens with it because, yeah, I don't think they should do it personally. Super says, exactly. Iger is a businessman first and a Democrat second. For KK, it's the other way around. Yep, absolutely agree with you there. Because, again, I can have disagreements with you politically on various things, but as long as you are not like a full-on SJW where you put everything else before logic and reason, that is when I have a problem with you. And so that's why Iger is more of a businessman and is not a full-on SJW. Mr. Peabody says, my real name is Paul. Just got so sick of Google not accepting variants of my name, so I shot for Peabody. So I shot at Peabody. Go figure. That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, you know what? Mr. Peabody is a great YouTube name for sure. That's awesome. Sharon Ferguson says, Jeffrey, I wish I had known that's going in. What is it about Hollywood people doing films on things they have no interest in? Exactly. Again, why would I want to watch if I knew beforehand for any film, mind you, like let alone a big budget film, but for any film that the director, the writers, like anyone that's involved with the project did not love it and was not passionate about it, why would I go see it? Why do I want to see something that no one has a passion about? The things that the best movies are the ones that have passion behind them for sure. Donald Hudson says, roll them through the Main Street Disneyland. They would be the main float of the parade to open Star Wars theme park. I think they should make Kathleen Kennedy, Ryan Johnson walk through the street of Disney with clothes on since it's Disney, but have everyone just surround them yelling shame, shame with the bell tolling. I think that they need to take that walk of shame. Mr. Peabody says, pleased to meet you. Well, pleased to meet you as well, Mr. Peabody. You are welcome here, and you seem to be having fun. So glad that you're here with us. Navy says, Benedict Cumberbatch was great in Into Darkness, just wasn't the right character they chose. I agree with you there. I mean, I think if Benedict Cumberbatch had been a different character, I think more people would have been accepting of the movie and it would have been a better movie overall, because Benedict Cumberbatch is amazing. I love him as an actor. Sherlock, oh my God, guys. Sherlock is an amazing series. If you've never seen it, it's on Netflix. Each season is only like 3 episodes because each episode's like an hour and 20 minutes. So each episode is a movie and they're all fantastic. They're all great. I think I'm like 2 seasons behind. But yes, Sherlock is great because of Benedict Cumberbatch. He's fantastic. Water is so good. All right. Darcipia says the thing with Ivan Ortega cut, he can only recut or rearrange sequences of scenes. He can't add new scenes to his cut. He can't turn crap into diamonds. Yes, that's true, but he actually is adding new stuff. So if you actually watch his channel, he's adding in a fight. He's adding in a lightsaber fight. So he's going to have like, high tech. He's going to do green screen. He's got he's got a lot of friends that are helping him out with this project. So he is actually adding a few things to the film, and that's why I'm very interested. His rough cut doesn't have those things. His rough cut has kind of like the practice fighting that they've been working on for a very long time. So yeah, Ivan Ortega's cut is going to be amazing. I really hope that I'm able to get either a copy of the rough cut or that I'm able to get some version of it. And if not, then I think in the fall is when he's going to release it to the public. So I cannot wait to download that and watch that on Blu-ray. It's going to be awesome. Let's see. Navy says, what does one has to do to get a cookie monster? So all right, yeah. So basically, I just give out the cookies if I like a comment. So if a comment is really good, in my opinion, is like really spot on in its analysis, or is really funny and hits me the right way, that is when I give out cookies. So in the future, those cookies will be essentially an entry into a contest to win a prize. But that will happen probably over the next few weeks once I figure out everything with YouTube going forward. So Blake Moore says 3 Amigos with Martin Short and Steve Martin and Chevy Chase. Love it. Oh my goodness. It's so damn good. It is so freaking funny. And also, if you want to talk about good 70s movies, we had this conversation last night. 3 Amigos is an excellent 70s comedy for sure. Adam Davies says, yes, Benedict Cumberbatch rocks. Cucumber Patch rocks. Tina, yes, is Alien still in the chat? Donald Hudson says, we both shot up. You just shot the Invisible Man. Great. You shot the Invisible Swordsman. Well, how was I supposed to know? We fired up. We both fired up. Actually, no, my favorite part of that film, since we were singing last night and I'm in a Chewbacca onesie, I guess we can do this. My little buttercup has the sweetest smile. Oh, little buttercup, won't you stay a while? You and I will settle down in a cottage built for 2. Oh, dear little buttercup, I love you. I love that movie so much. Yes, you need to rewatch it for sure. Am Navy says, love Steve Martin and Lily Tomlin in All of Me. I've never seen it. Is that something I should add to the list? Hello, Jumper. Yeah, hello, Jumper. Welcome. Hello, Jumper. Welcome to the chat. That's new. I knew Rebel 1 was a feminist movie when I noticed everyone was willing to follow Jyn Erso for no reason. Her dad was the architect of the Death Star. She was a nobody. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a little bit lighter in Rogue One for sure. So that's why I understand more people liking it. I just didn't like it for pacing and for story elements that just I didn't like. Jeffrey June says, to begin with, Mara Jade wants Luke's head. Okay, gotcha. Navy says, Donald Hudson, are you talking to someone else? Jeffrey June, yay, cookie. Yes, you indeed earned that cookie. All right, let's see. Sorry, guys. Never chew gum during a live stream. It dries up over time, and then it breaks apart, and it's really not good. Tina says, John Talks Star Wars. Another great channel, guys. Go check him out. John Talks Star Wars. He is awesome. Just posted a video with the title, Last Jedi Director Admits Stealing from 80s Band. I can't wait to watch that one. Oh, my goodness. Yes, I'm going to watch that one once I get off the live stream. So thank you for letting me know about that. John Talks Star Wars is fantastic. He makes some really good films. Emma Louise says, I thought Laura Dern was going to be Mara Jade in episode 8. That they would dye her hair brown and that they were race parents. That would have been cool, but instead she had purple hair and was a nonsensical character who made really questionable decisions. Let's see. Donald Hudson says, everyone needs to watch Three Amigos. That movie is hilarious. It is so damn good. Emma Louise, how wrong was I? Yep. Instead, we got that purple-haired fiasco. Super says that end credit sequence from Deadpool 2 was beautiful. It really was. Even though obviously it has so many plot holes and inconsistencies, it is still hilarious and so great. I love Deadpool 1 and 2, both of them were so good. Emma Louise says Three Amigos is hilarious. It really is, guys. If you've never seen it, please check it out. It's fantastic. Tina says the Orville is the new Star Trek. Yeah, that's what everyone's saying, so I can't wait to check it out. Adam Davies says back in bowl. Tina says the Orville is on Hulu. I guess you'll have to get a Hulu subscription. I know every show that's been recommended to me has been on Hulu, so it looks like I might have to do that. My wife might still have one, but I think she canceled it because none of us were watching anything on Hulu, so I'll have to double check that. Maybe I can find it another way. Maybe. But if it's good, I want to give it its due. Blake Moore says Mara Jade would have been a slam dunk, just like Obi-Wan film. I agree with you on Obi-Wan for sure. So therefore, they threw those concepts out. It's like they want it to fail. I know, really, it is. They not only do they have no passion, but they honestly are acting in a way where it's like, you don't want this to succeed. You don't want this to fail. And it's sad because all of us want it to succeed. You know, they try and paint us as being toxic and negative. It's like, no, we want Star Wars to do well. We want Star Wars to be alive and well. We think that the MCU styling of films could work in Star Wars if it was being run competently and if it was being done well. The problem is that it's not. Vexter 4000 says, I thought the Orville was a comedy. It is. Navy says they will make the Indy 5 about his trans lesbo sister. Oh God, please no. Oh my God, if they make him dress in drag, that would be in today's world though, they would. Darth Sibia says Anthony and Gruber for new Indiana Jones reboot. Yes. He should have been in Solo, and he wasn't. So hopefully they put him in that one instead. Maybe they should have him be his son instead of Shia LaBeouf. Blake Moore says Orville and Good Place are my two favorite shows right now. My wife loves Good Place. So that's a show that I have considered checking out, but I have so many things to watch. Laura, welcome back. Laura, I think have you still been in the chat? Have you just been sitting back watching? Laura, you are awesome. I love having you. Laura. I sang a song for Laura last night. So if you liked any of that singing before, I gave a serious rendition of a song last night for Laura. So Laura says, did you know that Mary Sue is now a sexist term? It's been used in fan fiction by mainly women for years. That is ridiculous, but it's also not surprising. I mean, the fact that female is now considered to be a sexist term is saying something. Like the fact that, oh my goodness, I could not believe, what was her name? Ward, I think it was her last name. I cannot believe she came out with that nonsense saying to say that a woman is a female or that female, that is somehow sexist. That is stupid. That is the nonsense that we're dealing with in our society, in our country right now. It's so stupid. Vector says Indy is going to trade in his whip for a cane. Tina says, love the walk of shame for KK and Xerox. Yes, that would be amazing. Jeffrey Tune says, like people have been saying, SJWs are insane. Yep, you are right about that. Jedi K, what is up, Jedi K? Welcome to the chat. Your onesie is awesome. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It is hot. It is very, very hot. It is comfortable, but hot. Navy says, have you guys seen the new fight between Darth and Obi-Wan in the first on the first Death Star? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I know that Lethal Lightning posted something on Twitter today. Check out Lethal Lightning. He posted, and it was from The Last Jedi, and it was the fight that they were having with the Red Guard, and it's set to oh, it's so good. Check out Lethal Lightning on Twitter. He's hilarious, and that video is awesome. Yes, welcome Jedi K. Super says, have you seen The Imitation Game? Has another great performance from Benchmark Cookie Batch. Oh my goodness, I'm loving how everyone's just coming up with different names for it. That's fantastic. I did see The Imitation Game. I liked it, but it was overrated in my opinion. I did like it though. He gave a really, really great performance, and there were some really good things in it. I just felt like there were some inconsistencies, and also the flow wasn't very good for me. So that's why I just overall, I think I had too many problems. Sharon Ferguson says, Odin, it was a pleasure to be a part of this. I will try and be on again this weekend. I work during the week and I barely have enough time in the evening to get my stuff ready for the next day. But I'm having so much fun, although my eyes crossed and trying to keep up with everything. Everyone, it was an equal pleasure to meet y'all as well. Tina drowls at dawn. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sharon, for joining us. You were awesome. You are amazing. Just for you being here and for all your awesome comments, you get a cookie. You get a digital cookie. So you're awesome. Thanks for joining us. Hope you can join us again as well. So Sharon, thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Max says, I personally think Ben Shapiro was right about Star Wars. They should have either time jumped well into the future or recast the original characters and continue the story from Return of the Jedi. Yeah, I think that's a good shout. I think that's a good idea. Now, again, I think they could have used what the characters that they had in the times that they are using right now. I think they could have done that had they done it. I mean, had they been smart about it. Like, if we had good writers and good directors behind the projects, I think the current characters, the current cast would have worked fine. But unfortunately, of course, we don't have that, so that's the reason why it hasn't worked. But yeah, Max, I think that could have been a really cool thing that they could do. Let's see. Blake Moore says, "It's Three Amigos on iTunes or Amazon right now. I need it. It might be." I own it on DVD, but it's fantastic. So it might be on those locations, but please check it out and let everyone know in the chat notes. So that way, those who haven't seen it can check it out, because Three Amigos is fantastic. Let's see. Tina says, love it when you sing. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Emma Louise is clapping. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Donald Hudson says, I think Hulu or Netflix. All right. Sounds good. Sharon says, sorry, I have to go. Talk to you later. Well, thank you, Sharon, again for joining us. You're awesome. Laura says, would you say I had a plethora? Would you say that I have a plethora of piñatas? Would you say I have a plethora of followers? Would you say I have a plethora of tacos? Ivan Ortega, would I have a plethora of tacos? I love that movie. There's so many great lines. Oh my goodness. Do you have anything? My favorite line is by Chevy Chase. He's like, do you have any? Okay. So they're in a small Mexican town and he can't eat a taco because the meat, everything's falling out of it. He does not know how to handle a taco, and it's hilarious. And so then everything falls out and he just has a tortilla. And so then all of a sudden he just goes out and says, he's like, do you have anything besides Mexican? I love that movie so much. There are so many great lines, and all the actors in there it's like it's them at their prime, and it's fantastic. Let's see. Blake Moore says, John talks Star Wars, Michigan representing. Oh, I didn't know he was from Michigan. That's awesome. That's awesome. Jeffrey Toon says, Three Amigos, the last great Western. It is definitely a great Western. That is for sure. Donald Hudson says, Mid-Michigan represent. Awesome. Jedi K says, I just wanted the EU to be included. Jason, Gina, Janan, Anakin, and Ben Skywalker. Drives me nuts that they took one thing from the EU and screwed it up. Yeah, I mean, they've been screwing everything up lately, so I totally understand your anger there. Don Hudson says, Lansing. Voorhees says, why does Lucasfilm hate us? They are very mean. It doesn't make any sense either, because, again, I would assume that Lucasfilm, being a part of Disney, wants to make money. And to make money, you need to make good, compelling stories that audiences are going to want to see. So I don't know why they would hate the audience so much to not make those compelling stories, but also to attack the fans on top of it. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Laura says, so there are like 1 billion people online. If 1% of those people are horrible racists, that's like a lot of racist comments. Makes the problem seem worse. Yeah, but I think it's way less than 1%, to be honest. I really do. Rat Boy says it's raining in Illinois. Fireworks got moved to the weekend. More Odin time. Win. Awesome, Rat Boy. Well, I'm sorry that they got delayed, but I'm glad that you can join us. So, funny story. So one of my dogs is, you know which one. I don't want to say her name because I don't want her to get upset. Is sleeping under the desk right now, right at my feet, and it's adorable. And then I have my other one who's sleeping on the futon right now, and oh my goodness. So her eyes are closed and it's so cute. So, oh my goodness. I'm so glad they're asleep. Especially the one underneath me, because she's terrified of the fireworks going on right now. So I'm very, very glad. I'm going to try not to say their names because otherwise they'll wake up, but sleepy puppies are always amazing. Adam Davies says, my favorite Martin Short film is Inner Space. Help me. I'm possessed. I've never seen Inner Space. But I love Martin Short very much. And so I'm going to go ahead and just write that down by default because that sounds amazing. So Inner Space. Actually, I will say this. One of my favorite Martin Short films of all time is Clifford. If you've never seen Clifford and you like Martin Short, go watch it. It is amazing. He plays a child. So that's all you really need to know. And it's amazing. It's so great. And I'd say my favorite Steve Martin movie is actually Father of the Bride. I love Father of the Bride so much. It's really, really fun. Let's see. Jeff Cotto. What is up, Jeff Cotto? Congrats, Big Odin. Chewy onesies rock. I am an Asgardian. Yes, you are, Jeff Cotto. Check out Jeff Cotto's channel. He does a lot of great stuff. He was the one I talked about earlier. He's the one that calls Ryan Johnson Xerox Johnson. So Jeff Cotto, welcome to the chat. And yes, I am rocking the onesie tonight because we did hit 1,000 subscribers. So thank y'all again so much for that. That's what this is. This is a celebration of you. This is a celebration of y'all for being here. And again, I thank y'all so much. And I hope that y'all are having fun. Random game user says, for females like Amanda Ward, I prefer the C word. Yeah, I don't like to use the C word very often, but in her case, I would be willing to make an exception because that's what she's acting like right now. Navy says, why can't Indiana Jones have a daughter? The dad and daughter relationship is always great and fun. That would be really cool. I would like that. I would like that actually a lot. Laura says, Amanda Ward like Amanda. Yep, Amanda Ward like Amanda. Laura says she up talks. Jeff Cotto says the home and origin of Xerox Johnson. That is indeed Jeff Cotto. Humphrey Bear says, a man can be a Gary Sue. Is that sexist too? No. To them, that's not sexist because you can say anything to a white man and it will not be racist. It will not be sexist. But anything that a white man does to any other gender or race is automatically sexist and racist. In their own opinion. That's SJWism to a T. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Laura says there's a fan video of Darth and Obi-Wan fighting. Ooh, link me to that, please. Send that to me on Twitter. That sounds awesome. Vori says, enough about getting rid of Kathleen Kennedy. Ryan Johnson's the main problem. Fire Kathy after canceling Ryan Johnson's non-existent trilogy. Yes, I agree with both of those points. I think Kathleen is already fired, to be honest. And Ryan Johnson, I think it's just a matter of time because if he was fired, I don't think that he would be... I don't know. I think we would have heard something at that point. Kathleen Kennedy, that because she is the head of Lucasfilm, that sounds more like they would keep that close to home. Ryan Johnson, though, since he just directed one of their films, I think that they're going to eventually announce that going forward. Trevor Tune says the problem with SJWs is that they see one troll in a chat and they class everybody as a Nazi. You're exactly right. You are so correct. So literally, if on Twitter 10,000 people comment and maybe 50 of them are racist, sexist, they say, oh my goodness, everyone's racist, sexist. Oh my goodness, it's such a huge problem. And it's like, well, no, because that means that hundreds of thousands of other people are not those things. And it just doesn't make any sense. Laura says Vader is kind of going crazy. Are you talking about in that particular short film? Please, again, link me to that because that sounds amazing. System says you can't say a woman is a female, but you also can't say that the Force is not female. Both of those are sexist now. Exactly. Even though the Force has no gender because it's the Force, even though that is the case, to say that it's not female is indeed now sexist. Navy says, try to watch this Obi-Wan versus Vader remade fast-paced, recut with FX. And okay. So link me to that, please, Navy, please. Super says, pardon me, but being a dick lumberjack is another great one. That is a fantastic name as well. Voorhees says, 70B is beautiful. There, I said it. That is very true. And she's a beautiful person. She is beautiful inside and out. She is wonderful, and that's why she is one of the Valkyries. She is fantastic. Vori says, you didn't know John Talk Star Wars was from Michigan is literally the intro of all of his... I mean, I guess it's because whenever I put things on YouTube, I don't really pay attention much to the intros because I care more about the actual content of them. So that might be why it went over my head. Stephanie is back. What is up? All the animals are going nuts because of the fireworks. I can imagine. Mine have fell asleep. So, Stephanie, both mine have fallen asleep. I told the rest of the chat this, but one of them, the one that's scared of fireworks, I don't want to say her name because I don't want her to like perk up, has fallen asleep at my feet under my desk, and the other one is asleep on the futon and passed out with her eyes closed, and it's really, really cute, and it's getting very distracting. Vexter 4000 says, gotta run, see you on Twitter. Well, Vexter, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a great time, and definitely see you on Twitter, so thanks for joining us. Super says, well, Kathleen Kennedy did famously say that she doesn't owe the original male fans anything. Yes, she did, and you know what? Fine, the fan base is very diverse, but you can't deny that a huge chunk of the fan base is a bunch of white males. Like, I'm sorry, like, you can't deny that that's a huge chunk of it. I mean, just based on populations alone, I mean, that's kind of so you're kind of just writing off a huge group of people. And if you do that, I mean, not only do you piss them off, but then you also piss off everyone else who thinks that that's a nonsense statement. I mean, it's just stupid. Laura says, best Western. I love 310 to Yuma and the 310 to Yuma and the new True Grit. So we actually talked about those in a previous live stream when we were talking about remakes. 310 to Yuma, the new one with Christian Bale, is fantastic. Ben Foster plays an amazing villain. I was in Jeremy's chat earlier, and he mentioned something with Ben Foster. Ben Foster is a very underrated actor. He's fantastic, and 310 to Yuma might be his best film. It is so good, and I also really like the new True Grit as well, so that's a really good shout. Mex says, I'm back. What did I miss? You missed a lot of things, man. See, Tina says, Sharon messaged me. I told her you gave her a digital cookie, and she said for me to thank you on her behalf. She had fun. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. And I appreciated you telling her about this and bringing her in because she was awesome. And I hope that she enjoys that digital cookie. Mr. Peabody says, Inner Space, twisting the night away. Blake Moore says, yes, Father of the Bride. Thank you. Yes. Oh my goodness. The remake of Father of the Bride with Steve Martin is hilarious. The fact that Martin Short comes in as Frank, that is my favorite character in those movies is Frank. Oh my God. So many great lines in that movie. Emma Louise says, sometimes you just have to use the C word. Yeah. I mean, you want to keep it rare because you want it to have impact. And so there are very certain cases where that word is definitely appropriate to use for somebody. Mr. Peabody says, you'll understand when you see it. Okay. Awesome. Super says, Kathleen Kennedy has seemed to forget all those evil male fans are what made Lucasfilm worth $4 billion. You were exactly right about that. I just made a comment about that. You were absolutely right. Let's see. Blake Moore says, I just watched 3 Round Scoundrels again on Hulu. Steve Martin and Michael Caine, always good. Yes. Oh my goodness. Ruprecht. Oh my goodness. So Steve Martin's Ruprecht is just, I actually really like the musical version that the musical adaptation that they did as well. But the original with Michael Caine and Steve Martin is fantastic as well. Oh my goodness. 70Z says digital cookie for Sharon. Absolutely. Donald Hudson says, I love Inner Space. It is on the list, so I cannot wait. Jeff Cotto says Leia had more balls than Kylo, Lando, and the whole new era in Snoke. Is that sexist of calling her a man? Yes, Jeff Cotto. At this point, it would be saying that she has more balls than somebody is definitely sexist and also racist because everything's racist and sexist these days, unfortunately. Laura says Tina Beep. I love westerns. I'm okay. Certain I like modern westerns more than classic westerns. I will say. Jeffrey Jean says Man with Two Brains and The Jerk. I like the original Father Bride with Spencer Trader. I've actually never seen the original. I really love the remake with Steve Martin. The Jerk, though, is another great one. Me and my wife make a joke and quote that film all the time, like, "That's all I need. It's just just this pencil. Just this pencil. It's all I need. Just this onesie. It's onesie. It's all I. Don't worry about me. It's all I need." Let's see. Jedi Case, I followed you on Twitter and subscribed on YouTube. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You were recommended by All-Star DC Comics. Yes. Oh my goodness. He's amazing. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. He is awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. We need to be heard. You were absolutely right about that, Jedi K. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for the subs. I greatly appreciate that so much. And yeah, you're absolutely right. We need more voices out there. So that's why I recommend to anyone, if anyone ever thought about starting on YouTube, starting on Twitter, like getting their voice out there, I recommend it. And if you need any help or advice, again, even though I'm a very small channel still, I am willing to help you in whatever way I can with any advice on software to use or hardware or anything. Just give me a shout and I will gladly help you out. Voices says, can't wait for you to be monetized. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for that just because I cannot wait to have enough money to be able to buy all stuff. Like, I'm just going to be honest. Like, that's what I'm most excited about, to be able to tell someone I'm giving you a free movie or I'm giving you a free Blu-ray or free digital copy of something. That is what I'm most looking forward to. So yeah, I also cannot wait to be monetized because I cannot wait to give y'all free stuff. Cannot wait for that. Meg says, according to the High Council, the Force is male because it surrounds us, penetrates us, and binds the galaxy together. I said that too. And I remember when the High Council said that too as well, because they do use that word penetrate. It does make sense. But in reality, just like God, there is no gender. Sorry to bring God into this discussion, but I mean, that's the only thing I can think about. Let's see. Mech says, personally, I believe the Force is light, dark, natural living, and unifying. I absolutely would agree with you there. Adam Davis says, hell yeah, Tina. It was on TV here last week. Awesome. Let's see. Blake Moore says, best Western McClintock. Never seen it. Is it good? Is it worth being on the list? Also, if I ever say that and you just put yes, make sure you put the name of the movie or say yes, add this movie to the list, because I get behind the chat. I don't always catch the yeses and everything. Sometimes I need that context since I read everybody's content. Voorhees says, Tina, you are also beautiful. Tina is also beautiful. She is one of the best. She is indeed one of my Valkyries. She is the second in command of the Valkyrie, and she is amazing as well. You're absolutely right. Mr. Peabody says, if the Force is female and the Force is with you always, we are all being stalked by female Force ghosts. Well, that's a terrifying thought. Thank you for that. I will now be haunted by that forever. Laura says, okay, send the link to the Vader fight on Twitter. Awesome. Cannot wait. My Twitter is probably going to be exploding by the time I get off this stream, because I've told so many people, yeah, tweet at me. So I can't wait to check that out. Adam Davies says, if you like Westerns, please check out an Australian film called The Proposition. So yeah, I like modern Westerns. So let me, is that a modern film or is that an older film? Because I tend not to like the older ones nearly as much. Tippy Tail McKitty, what is up? Howdy. Welcome to the chat. That's a new name. Welcome, Tippy Tail. Blake Moore says, Father the Bride, every party has a pooper, and that's why we invited you. Party pooper. Party pooper. Oh my goodness. Yes, I always get that song stuck in my head as well. Frank is an amazing character. It is fantastic. Mech says, and now Darth Wookiee, all you need is a lightsaber with a hilt made with mechanical pencils. You were absolutely right about that. Jeff Gotta says, soon the might Odin's beard will hold the limbs of Xerox and Palpatine Kennedy. Even I don't think my beard could hold those awful things. Let's see. Navy says, great spaghetti westerns would be the Trinity movies. The Trinity movies. Let me know the names of those. Rory says, just realized there's a pencil in your beard. I know, it's been in there for like 5 minutes now. Yeah, so my beard is very, very thick, and it can hold, at one point I had 3 pencils in there, and yeah, so my beard can hold pencils. I'm glad that you noticed that, Voorhees. Tina says, I think my favorite Western is the 1939 Stagecoach with John Wayne, directed by John Ford. Classic Western, of course. Of the modern Westerns, Unforgiven, 310 to Yuma, probably others I've forgotten. Very, very good shots. Yeah, absolutely. I've always wanted to see Unforgiven. I have it in my collection of Blu-rays, and so I can't wait to watch it. I've heard great things about it. And Stagecoach. All right, so you are Mona My Valkyrie, so you kind of get a little bit more favor than others. So I will write down Stagecoach. So Stagecoach, you have made... I was like, where's my pencil? Oh, that's right. It's in my beard. All right, Stagecoach, you have made the list. Thank you, Tina, for that shout. Tippy Dale says, came from Geeks and Gamers. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Welcome to the chat. Hope you have some fun. Blakemore says, if you like John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara comedy westerns, then yes, watch McClintock. Okay. Jeffrey Toon says, apparently Odin can hold up to 3 pencils in his beard. Yes, I can. I can hold three pencils in my beard. Voorhees says, but does your beard lift, brah? No, but my beard is swole. McKitty says, Unforgiven. Okay, yeah, it's on my list of things to watch for sure. And I'm actually caught up with the chat. Awesome. We got like 20. We've been rocking like 25 solid. We've gone like up and down from that, but we've had pretty much solid 25 people. So everyone that is here, hey, welcome to this chat. It's almost 10 o'clock. So we'll be going for probably another 35 minutes or so. So yeah, just keep those comments and questions coming. And yeah, I hope everyone's having fun. Again, that's the whole point. I do these because I have fun, and I know that a lot of people do have fun. So I hope you're having fun as well. And I'm going to wait for the chat to build up a little bit. So while I wait for that, I'm going to actually see, oh my goodness. So my wife is currently in Oklahoma right now visiting family, and one of her really good friends, her godson's parents just got a new puppy because unfortunately their last puppy passed away, and she's been sending me pictures and videos, and it's the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life, and I love it. Live stream. Sorry for the delay. I'm just gonna wait for that chat to. All right, I'm gonna send those out. Let's see. Confirm that. All right, again, guys, we are still going, but I'm just waiting for the chat to build up a little bit. And I'm trying to get some text to the wife. So I just want to make sure that this is connected. So that way she gets these messages. Ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. How is everyone's night doing, though? How is everyone's night doing? Also, I don't know if Greta's still in the chat, but she finally watched Seven Samurai today, and she said she really liked it. So shout out to Greta in the chat. I don't know if you're still in here, but if you are, then yes, thank you for finally watching that. It really is one of the greatest films of all time. Also, guys, if you are still in here, hit that like button, please. I would greatly appreciate that. I always like seeing a bunch of likes because it helps me. If you're having fun, if you like what you're seeing, if you like what you're hearing, please hit that like button because I like to see that people are liking these live streams. And so I know it only takes a second, and yeah, I'd greatly appreciate that. So please do. All right, back to the chat. Let's see if we got anything. Boris says the 1517 to Paris isn't as bad as people say that it is. Yeah, so I didn't see it when I did because I heard all of those bad things about it. But I'm glad to hear that. I'm definitely gonna have to check that out then in the future. So thanks for letting me know about that. Donald Hudson says Serenity is my favorite Western. Yes, Serenity is fantastic. Firefly is an amazing series too. I totally appreciate that so much. Mr. Peabody says 3 pencils and a bench-mounted electric sharpener. Jeff Cotto says, yes, it will. That will then signify victory. Meant to say the mighty Odin. That's okay, man. They cheated us from ever seeing Luke, Leia, and Han, and the droids. Our outrage is justified. Yes, absolutely. I've said that point several times before. The worst thing that Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson have done is that we will never, ever see the original 3 on screen ever again, because they killed Han Solo in the first film. They put Luke on an island in the middle of nowhere, and so they ruined any chance already in The Force Awakens. And then unfortunately, Carrie Fisher passed away, and now there's literally no possible way that we're ever going to see those 3 on screen together. And it's very sad, because that's what a lot of fans wanted to see. And because they killed Han Solo, we know that that was never their plan. They were never going to do that. And it's really, really sad, because, oh my goodness. Adam Davies says The Proposition is a modern Western written by Nick Cave, starring Guy Pearce, John Hurt, and Danny. Okay, yes. The Proposition, you have made the list. Thank you for that shout. Yeah, I do like modern Westerns a lot, so thank you very much for that. Tippy Tail says, I was just out west in South Dakota, Wyoming, and Montana. The mountains are awesome. I love the mountains. So when I was a kid, my dad would take us camping to Colorado all the time. So we would literally drive from Louisiana all the way to Colorado. It took forever, but it was so much fun because we'd stay at different hotels. We would listen to music. That's how I listened to a lot of the Beatles, the Doors. Like, my dad raised me on old school classic rock. And that's where I listened to most of it, was in the car on those road trips for so many hours. And I love hiking. I love it so much. And unfortunately, there's nothing like that down here in Louisiana, because it's usually really hot. There's a lot of bugs, and it's just miserable. And so the only time to go camping down here is actually in the winter, which is some of the worst times to go in other places, in other parts of the country. But yes, oh my goodness, I really miss hiking. Navy says, they call me Trinity 1970. Trinity is still my name, 1971, and my name is Nobody. All right, so Trinity series. So I'll look that up as well. Let's see. Jeffrey Toon says, I like that Clint Eastwood, where he literally paints the town red. It was either Pale Rider or High Plains Drifter. Not sure which. That's awesome. Mr. Peabody says, sorry, came in the chat late. So where are you from? From Perth, Australia. Perth, Western Australia here. Awesome. Okay, awesome. So actually, that means a lot to me, because Heath Ledger was from Perth as well. And I did my undergraduate degree in film criticism. And my final paper for my class on stardom, it was an elective class, was actually, we had to choose a star and write a paper about them, write a 25-page paper on them. And so I chose Heath Ledger. And so I read several books about his life, where he came from, everything that he went through that led to his unfortunate death. And so huge shout out from Perth. So thank you for watching all the way from Perth. That's fantastic. That's amazing. So yeah, I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, here in the United States. Let's see. Voorhees says, you are very fun, Odin. I like your attitude, the good vibes. Keep up the positivity. Well, thank you very much, Voorhees. I appreciate that. Again, I try and keep it as positive as I can, and I try and make sure that everyone's having fun. Blake Moore says, it's been a great time here. I am glad that you've had a great time. Thank you for joining us. This has been so much fun. Tina says, you said Oklahoma, and I immediately launched into, oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Yes, absolutely. Oklahoma. Tippy Dale says, my cat is all gray except for a white tip on his tail. I took his name for you. I took his name for my YouTube channel. Oh, that's fantastic. That makes me like your name that much more. I liked it already. So Tippy Tail McKitty, that is adorable. Mr. Peabody says, may the puppy force be with you. May it be with everyone. Donald Hudson says, I like the epic rap battle where Clint Eastwood versus Bruce Lee. Funny as all get out. Okay, yeah. So my best friend Dave is a huge fan of Epic Rap Battle. I like a few of them. I like some of them. Some of them kind of fall flat for me. Voorhees says, we have Uncle Ethan, but we can call you our goofy little brother Odin because of your youthfulness and your fun spirit. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know how I feel about goofy little brother, but I do appreciate that. Well, I mean, that is coming from the guy who's wearing a Chewbacca onesie, so I guess I'll take it. I will take that. Stephanie says, wow, my neighbors spent a lot of money on fireworks. Yeah, I used to do that. We used to do that as a family all the time, but I never understood why people spent so much money on fireworks. I feel like they could spend that money on so many other things. Tina says they did. Yes, they did cheat us so much, and they introduced some weak sauce, absolutely weak sauce Twilight characters. Jeffrey Toon says, High Plains Drifter. Greta, yes, so Greta is still in the chat. Greta says, Seven Samurai was great. Sorry, I've been really quiet. I have a hard time jumping into group conversations sometimes. That's no problem, Greta. You know, you're always welcome to jump in, and you're always welcome here. Greta is an all-star. She is a regular. She is always here, and she's fantastic. She's also our resident actress. She is a SAG member, and she is awesome. So everyone give some love in the chat to Greta, especially all the new people. Tina says, glad you like Seven Samurai. After we got talking about Kurosawa, I found the final scene of Yojimbo on YouTube. Toshiro Mifune, one of the greatest ever. Yes, so I cannot wait. I've been trying to hunt down those original films. So the one that y'all recommended to me, oh my goodness, where is it? It's on one of my sheets. Hidden Fortress. So yeah, Hidden Fortress. It is available on Blu-ray. But it looks like it's kind of expensive. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to change my lighting there. So I can't wait to find it though. I cannot wait to find it. Jedi Guys, I recommend basically every Clint Eastwood film. His westerns are legendary, but that's just my opinion. I was raised on them. Well, Jedi K, just for you, you will appreciate what I'm about to show you. So 1 second, guys. Just so y'all know, I really shouldn't have moved because my dogs were asleep. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. But I got really excited. So anyway, this is for you. For anyone that doesn't know, I am a Blu-ray collector. So I plan on doing a Blu-ray collection video probably very soon, especially since now I've hit 1,000. I feel like that would be a special long form video to make where I just go through all of my Blu-ray collection and just talk about all the movies that I have. But this one I think you will appreciate a lot. So 1 second. If I can find it. Of course. All right. Hey, baby. Sorry, I woke the puppies up. And I'm really sad that I woke up Little River. All right, but anyway, so of course, this was at the very bottom of my shelf on the very bottom of the stack, but this is for you. So I have the Clint Eastwood 20 film collection. And yeah, so I'm a huge collector. And so this one on sale for so it's got 20 films. I think this was on sale for like $30, $30 or $40. So it was very, very cheap comparatively to all the films. And it's really, really cool. So let me just get this out. So this is for you. Just so that way I can tell you what I got on here. So it's a really, really good collection. So let's see. It's got Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, The Outlaw Josie Wales, The Gauntlet, Every Which Way But Loose, Firefox, Sudden Impact, Pale Rider, that was mentioned today, Heartbreak Ridge, Unforgiven. As I said, I have it. I plan on watching it. A Perfect World, Space Cowboys, Mystic River. I love Mystic River. $1 Million Baby, Letters from Iwo Jima. The biggest problem with this collection is that it doesn't also have the other films. So it was Letters from Iwo Jima, and then it was also How the West. No, oh my goodness, what's the other one called? But it was like the sequel companion to this film. That's the only thing lacking about this set in particular, is that it doesn't have that other film that was based on the American troops. Gran Torino, Get Off My Lawn. Invictus, that was okay. Hereafter was not very good. J. Edgar was not very good. Trouble with the Curve was actually okay because I like baseball. And then it also has the Eastwood Factor, so that's like a documentary. And it also has Eastwood Directs The Untold Story, which is another documentary. So it's a really, really cool box set. So if you are an Eastwood fan, I would recommend looking it up. And yeah, so I thought you would appreciate that. So I hope you did. All right, so I see some people have been leaving. I'm really sorry if that bored some people. Geez, I'm sorry. I was very excited. But anyway, Jedi K, that was for you. I hope you appreciated that. Let's see. Tippy Tail says Pale Rider is a remake of Shane. Tippy Tail says Shane is a good book and a quick read. Okay, yeah, I've read Shane before. That was like one of the books that we had to read when we were in school. Forey says The Force Awakens would have been better if it would have revolved around Kylo Ren. See his rise and fall. Could have had a scene with Luke, Han, Leia, and Lando. Abso-freaking-lutely. You are absolutely correct about that. Forey says Luke could have been a badass, and Han and Chewie should have sacrificed themselves in a space battle. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, there are so many other things that they could have done with that movie that they didn't do, and it was at the expense of us never getting to see that original trilogy, the original three rather, ever again. Adam Davies says Pale Rider was my first Western. Love it. All right, great. Well, I'm glad I have it, and I'm definitely gonna check that out. Let's see, 70 Beats. How is it? A little chewy. I appreciate that. Navy says, all right, guys, I got to go. See you tomorrow night. Peace out. Well, Navy, thanks for joining us. You have a good night. I know that it's late where you are. So thank you for joining us. Absolutely. We're going to be wrapping this up probably in the next 20 minutes or so. So yeah, we're going to keep on going though, because we still got 20 people in here. So Jerry Toon says, I checked on Google. It was High Plains Drifter. Okay. Jeff Cotto says, exactly, just like our fellow Asgardians are saying, we allergic to Xerox and Disney. Order number 9 will be executed come episode 9. Abrams is not the savior, nor is Feige. It's us and hopefully Lucas. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know if I think George Lucas is done personally, but yeah, we are absolutely the resistance. We are the fandom menace. We are the ones who our voices are being heard. We are the ones that are called the minority, when in reality, we know that we have the loudest voice and our wallets speak very loudly. Vori says, oh, the sequel trilogy seriously lacks the epic, badass lightsaber battles that were plentiful in the prequels. Boo. We need more awesomeness in the sequel trilogy. Seriously. Absolutely. We need especially more lightsaber battles. Jeff Cotto says, intervention. Jedi Kai says, oh my goodness, you're from Louisiana. I'm from Mississippi. Literally like 40 minutes from Picayune. Too cool, small world. Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you. That's, yeah, really, that's very close. I know exactly what you're talking about. So, oh man, that's awesome. Well, hello, another Southerner in the chat. That's awesome. Jedi says New Orleans from Picayune. Sorry. Okay, I gotcha. Vori says, yeah, it's the onesie. Yeah, it's the onesie. Can't spell onesie. Jeff Cotto says, yes, ma'am, we are. Absolutely. Darth Scipio says, Darth Scipio. We men easily collect. Oh, so is it Scipio? Have I been saying this wrong this whole time? Is it Scipio? Please let me know. We men easily collect and buy 70% of the toys collectibles, but Lucasfilm and Disney gave us crappy characters. That's why their toys rot in store shelves. You are absolutely right on that. That is totally true. And as I said before, that's the reason why they're going to continue to lose money, because they're just going to attack this huge portion of the fan base and also at the same time piss off a lot of other parts of the fan base because of it. Then that's going to be a big problem for sure. Donald Hudson says, fear the fandom menace. Absolutely. Jeff Cotto says, Blind Fury, starring Rutger Hauer. Humphrey Bear says Xerox and Disney. Adam Davis says, good day, Greta. Absolutely. Everyone say hello to Greta. Lethal Line says, all right, mate, I back gonna be listening in the background as I drive home. Well, Lethal, welcome. I shouted you out earlier. So guys, go check out Lethal's channel. He did an amazing video with one of the fight scenes in The Last Jedi set to what I like to call chicken run music, and it is fantastic. It's hilarious. Jerry Toon says, when we were kids on Bonfire Night, we saved money and just watched other people's displays. And then maybe my sister could spend money on toys or sweets or whatever. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. That is really cool. Jeff Cotto says, yep, Xerox and Disney. Greta says, just looked in Filmstruck. Hidden Fortress is there. Ooh, Greta, is there a free trial for Filmstruck so that way I can watch Hidden Fortress on there? Please let me know. If I can't find that on the site that I use, let me know. Voorhees says, can I have your Clint Eastwood collection, please? I'm not willing to part with it quite yet, since I still have a lot of movies in there that I need to see. But I think they're still selling it. I don't know if it's going to be for as cheap as I got it, but Max says, Firefox, sweet. Yeah, a lot of really great things. Everything says Vane. Tina says, just because I saw these on there, I looked up Filmstruck and I can get the subscription through my Roku stick, that and Fandor, so might consider getting them. Oh, I mean, so I'm talking about the saying that you can play Filmstruck on Filmstruck on your Roku. I have a Roku too. I have a Roku, I have a Fire, and I also have a Chromecast too. I'm also a big tech geek. I was very close to starting my own tech channel, but I have a lot more passion about movies and pop culture and television than I do about tech. But I do love tech, so yeah. Let's see. Lila Lightning says, no, the good one, the good and the bad and the ugly. I love that movie. The other one is Flag of Our Fathers. Thank you. Flags of Our Fathers. Yes. So that's the only thing that is lacking in that set, is the fact that it leaves out that film, which I feel like is a really nice companion piece to Letters of Iwo Jima. Firefox is fantastic. Think in Russian Gantz. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm definitely going to watch all those films for sure. Jeff Kyle says, every which way but loose and can are classic prize fighting movies. Trevor Dune says, Odin got bored with the good, the bad, the ugly. I did. I fell asleep during the good and the bad, and the uglies. I did not like it. I do plan on watching it again. Maybe it was because I was tired that day. Maybe I do need to give it a second chance. But yeah, I did fall asleep during it the first time. So Yeah, and actually it's really funny because they are asleep again, and I love it. Oh my god, I love it so much. So I'm glad I didn't wake them up completely. Let's see. Yeah, I got bored and I fell asleep. Super says, random question. Don't know if you've answered this already, but top 5 Bond films. Ooh, I have not answered that before. So I've seen some of the classic Bond films before. My dad, though, has a stack of all the DVDs for every single Bond film that's ever been released next to his chair. And almost every week, he and my mom watch a Bond film together. So they've seen each film probably like 5 times now in the last year. That's how much he loves it. I'm more keen to the Daniel Craig Bonds. And so therefore, it's really hard for me to say a top 5 in the entire franchise since I only really know the Daniel Craig version. But I can say that Casino Royale is absolutely my favorite Daniel Craig movie. And Skyfall is definitely second. Spectre would be next. And then Quantum of Solace will be last. Quantum of Solace is terrible. The villain is stupid. The villain is silly. I don't like it at all. It's very much a filler film that they just did not need to have. And so that's why it's definitely my last one. Spectre could have been really good, especially with Christoph Waltz as the villain, because I was so excited for that, but they just didn't do a whole lot with his character. And it just wasn't nearly as good as Skyfall. Skyfall was awesome. I thought Skyfall was going to get nominated for an Oscar that year. And I was very sad when it didn't, especially when other films got in. I think that was the year that Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close got nominated. And that was like the worst movie to ever be nominated, or one of the worst movies to ever be nominated for an Oscar. And it really is a terrible, terrible film. So I was so sad that got in over Skyfall. But Casino Royale, I can watch that film on loop every day because it is that damn good. All the stuff in the casino during the poker game is just awesome. Very good question, though, Super. So thank you for that. And I definitely know I need to catch up on the older ones for sure. Jedi Kai says, that's totally awesome. I need that. Didn't even know that existed. I have to get it. I live for Clint Eastwood almost as much for Star Wars. I'm living. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. I'm so glad I got that and show that to you. So yes, that does exist. I hope you can find it. Especially I can hope you can find it at a cheaper price. And who knows, once I see all the films one day, maybe I would be willing to part with it, especially since we live so close. So I will keep you updated on that. It probably won't be for a long time since it takes me a while to watch all the movies, but definitely keep that in mind. Blake Moore says, old black and white to check out if you haven't. San Francisco, love the redemption arc at the end, cry every time. I do like black and white stories. Can you tell me a little bit about it to sell me on it before I put it on my list? Please let me know. Max says, anyone else seen Soylent Green? Best death scene ever? No, I have not. Jeff Gatto says 3 o'clock Clyde. What? Tina says, Force 10 from Navarone is on Pluto TV right now. I've heard of it. I've never actually seen it. Adam Davies says, my mom showed me Soylent Green classic. Donald Hudson says, Escape from New York in L.A. Yes, so we've talked about those before. Definitely want to see Escape from New York. Escape from L.A. I hear is very campy and not as good, but it might be funny because of that, but definitely Escape from New York. Vori says, Disney Star Wars is so bad they made Toys R Us go bankrupt. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much there is to that. I would love for someone, I know that at World Class BSers, they've been doing some of this, but I would love for someone to do like hardcore research to break down some of the numbers of toys, because if we can make a very strong correlation between the two with actual like legitimate evidence and numbers, because obviously, you know, a lot of what World Class BSers do is they say, I went to Toys R Us and this is what I saw, but that's not actual numbers. So I would love for someone to like dive into the numbers and say, this is the effect that The Last Jedi had. And so therefore for you to say that we're a bunch of man babies who are sitting in our mama's basement and we're all white men would just be totally done away with and destroyed if someone were able to break down the numbers. I think that would be really, really cool. Let's see. Jeffrey Toon says, did anyone see that film, The Shadow of Shikara with Sandra Lock and Joe Don Baker? I like that Western. No, I have not. Jeffrey Toon says it has a supernatural edge. Supernatural films kind of creep me out sometimes, depending on what it's about. Greta, don't retract your messages. Don't retract them. You're always welcome here, no matter whether they're spelled correctly or not. Jeff Gatto says Storm Riders, best CGI kung fu movie, guys. Also see Cannonball Run. I've heard great things about Cannonball Run. Have never heard of Storm Riders, but oh my goodness, if we're going to talk about martial arts films, Ong Bak, The Protector, and The Raid 1 and 2 are my all-time favorite martial arts films. There are so many more I need to see. I know that by saying that I'm leaving out a lot, and there's a lot of films I still need to see, but those are the ones on the top of my list for sure. There's one especially, I think it's either in The Protector or Ong Bak. I think it's in The Protector, where there's essentially a single shot. It's basically following the actor, Tony Jaa, as he's going up the staircase, and it literally is a one take. and he's fighting different people on every level, and it's got to be one of the coolest choreographed scenes I've ever seen in any film whatsoever. Sisamara says, Odin, what if your dog had actually done a poo? Would you stop the live stream or continue the stream with poo in the room? So I probably would have just taken care of it and kept the live stream going and then kept going. So but I would not have like left it there to keep going. No, I wouldn't have done that. That would have been a little too extreme. But definitely I would have taken care of it. Greta says, I'm pretty sure the first 14 days are free. They also have different plans. I have a year subscription for $100. I think it's the same price as Netflix. All right, very cool. Yeah. The reason why I haven't really pulled the trigger on that one is because one, the list I looked at, I just didn't see enough recognizable names for me to justify getting it. And also two, I already have Netflix and I already don't use Netflix enough as it is. And so I'm worried that I'm going to get it and I'm just not going to use it. Very similar to, I have Funimation, but Funimation's only $6.99 or $5.99 a month. It's actually a really good deal because I was watching all of the original Dragon Ball and I fell behind on that. But now that I have to watch Cowboy Bebop too, I'm going to keep that one. So I might just get the 14-day free trial. And then how about this? Greta, if you could maybe keep track of any film that's mentioned that is available on Filmstruck, and maybe like text those to me through the live stream. So that way I can like write them down later, or maybe you can just write them down. I would really appreciate that. Cause then when I get the free trial, I can then just binge watch all the films that I need to, that have been recommended. So that might be something that we can do. So Greta, if you could do that, I would really appreciate it. If you can't, no problem at all. Not trying to put anything on you, but I'd appreciate that. Blakemore says San Francisco starts as more of a rom-com movie, but ends in a very different tone. And I get goosebumps. Clark Gable's arc. Clark Gable's in it. You should have started off with that. All right, San Francisco. You have made the list. Jeff Cotto says, I'm that way with Star Wars. Greta says, you need to see the Sean Connery James Bond films. They are good. Yeah, I mean, I know, guys. I know I need to see a lot of new James Bond films. A lot of the older James Bond films. All you need to know is that Pierce Brosnan Bond was oh my goodness. So yeah, it was so, I totally even forgot about it. I will say this. Pierce Brosnan gave us GoldenEye. And so GoldenEye gave us the N64 game, GoldenEye 007. So, yes, he was a terrible Bond, at least after. I think GoldenEye is actually a good film, personally. I actually really like GoldenEye. Everything else he did, not very good, especially the one with the damn Ice Palace. That one, I hate that one so much. It's so bad. Mr. PY says, I have most of the original trilogy's figures and vehicles still. First figure, 1978 Chewbacca, back when you could buy a figure for $275. Australia, now the figures are $24.95. Love my toys. That is awesome. Again, I collect Blu-rays, so I understand what it's like to have a collection and love it. So I appreciate that. Donald Hudson says, what about They Live? I don't know what that is. Trevor June says, if you like modern Westerns, have you seen Cannibals, the musical, and Ravenous? I have not seen Cannibals. Is that Cannibal, the musical? Is that the one that was done by Trey Parker and Matt Stone? Because that's the case, that's on my list. Tina says, I love Skyfall, but Quantum of Solace left me with a headache. Yeah, Quantum of Solace was not very good. It was literally a film that felt tacked on because it just ended the story that was started in Casino Royale. That's all it did. Like it was just this in-between film, and it wasn't very good. It was not very good. Adam Davies says there's this 1960s satirical comedy version of Casino Royale starring Peter Sellers. All right, I've heard about that. I've heard about that one. Blake Moore says, hi, my dad's undergrad is in philosophy of religion and went into teach tech and teaching CIS for grad and doctorate. Is there a connection between theology and technology? Not that I know of, but that is pretty funny. Maybe they're just close in name. That's the only thing I can think of. Tina says, all right, responding to Adam Davies. Jeff Kyle says, Odd Job and Moonraker. Yeah, I mean, gang, I know I have to watch a lot of those guys. I really do. Jeff Kyle says, Escape from Alcatraz is awesome. All right. Voorhees says, Soylent Green is a soy-based product. Uncle Ethan might not approve. Okay, yeah. So maybe I should stay away from that. I don't want any soy in my life. Jedi Kai says, The Good, Bad, and Ugly is very good. It has some hilarious moments. It's just a little long. I hated it when I was a child, but grew to love it. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I saw that in college when I was off of a class. I was off that day for class. I was laying on my sofa in my college room. So maybe that's why I fell asleep. Maybe I need to give it another chance. It's definitely one that I'm willing to give another chance to because of its pedigree. Super says, totally agree on Quantum of Solace. It had potential to be decent, but what really killed it was the writer strike. Yes, you were right about that. That's right. The writer strike did happen that time. They walked halfway through and Craig had to finish it himself. Okay. Yeah. So, yes. Again, that's why Quantum of Solace is the weakest film that he's done because it was made with like half a script. All right, let's see. All right. Leeline says, what's the DVD Blu-ray industry like over there? Over here, it is really bad. We just download everything. But a lot of that is because we have a bad censorship law. So there is a lot of pirating here in the United States as well. And there is also, so basically in the United States, for a while, they were actually going after individuals, but now they really just focus on companies and servers. So they go after the people who host the material and the people who upload the material specifically. So they don't actually really go after the people who download the material. Some internet providers do sometimes get flagged or flag you if they notice that you're downloading something illegally. So they could possibly take away your internet or charge you something for that. When it comes to the law, there is still piracy here, but Blu-ray sales are actually pretty decent. I still buy Blu-rays, and I know a lot of other people that buy Blu-rays and DVDs as well. So it's probably about an even mix. Mr. Peabody says, we still have 4 Toys R Us stores here in Perth. Yeah, so even though it's closed, it might still live on in individual stores. So for example, Blockbuster went under a long time ago, but to my knowledge, there is still one Blockbuster somewhere in Ohio, I think, or there was one in Ohio that was just being independently run. So obviously Blockbuster was gone, but it kept the name and everything about it was the same. Mex says, you have to see Soylent Green. It's one of the best of all time plot twists in a film, and it's so cheesy. Best death scene ever during the riot scene. All right, well, that's more than one person. So Soylent Green, you have made the list. And also, it makes me think of Bob Ross, because he would name all of his colors. Kudos to anyone that is a huge Bob Ross fan and knows what I'm talking about. So, oh my God, there is a Twitch channel that's Bob Ross. And every now and then they do 24-hour live streams. And one year they did it during the school year. And so as a treat to my students for doing really well during during one of the weeks, after we finished doing work, I put on the Bob Ross live stream, and a lot of them loved it because it was funny because they were the ones that suggested it. They said, "Oh my gosh, Mr. Herner, have you seen the Bob Ross live stream?" And I was just like, no, I didn't know they were doing that, and it's awesome. And it's funny because the chat is always hilarious with it because every time he does something that looks like it's a mistake, they say ruined, and then every time he fixes it, they're like, oh, it's saved, it's been saved. Says Mara says, you watch The Good Man, the Ugly in half-hour chunks. It's also good. Yeah, I know, but I don't like splitting apart movie watching. I like to watch it all at once. Pompiana, what is up? Haha, yo, he got to 1,000. Yes, I've been wearing. So we've been going for. Oh Lord, we've been probably going for like over 3 hours now. Yeah, I've been rocking this one for 3 hours, and it is very, very hot still. But yes, we finally got to 1,000 subs. So once again, thank you to everyone here. And Pompiana, welcome back to the chat. Jeffrey Toon says, when I was a kid, I saw Flash Gordon, Clash of the Titans, Superman 1 and 2 as a double feature, New Hope and ESB during double feature, and Return of the Jedi. We could really afford to go to more local cinemas, sadly. Yeah, I know. So I actually have Movie Pass. Their customer service sucks and their business model sucks, but being able to see a movie every day, seeing a different movie every day, and I already paid for the year. So I paid like over $90 already, and I get to see a movie every single day. And it gets renewed in December. I'm not going to renew because 1, it's not sustainable, and 2, I've gotten burned so many times on customer service, and they're not going to refund me any money since I already paid for the year. It's in the terms and conditions and all that nonsense. But I'm probably going to switch over to the AMC plan because I love AMC. We used to work at AMC. It's a very great movie theater chain, and it has a lot of the movies that I want to see. And we have an AMC 20 here in New Orleans, and it literally has almost every mainstream indie film. I don't know if we can really say that. So I'm probably going to be switching over to that in December. Let's see. Because it's mentioning things that I'm interested in, I'm going to read Tina's comment. It says, Greta, I'd be willing to give up Netflix for a year to get Fandor or Filmstruck to see some more classic and obscure stuff. I remember when Netflix used to have a wider variety. Yeah, I agree with you there. Netflix has definitely gotten rid of its wide variety over the past couple of years, especially. I actually do have Fandor because when my wife got her Movie Pass, there was a deal where you got Fandor for a year. We haven't really used it a whole lot, though. So let me know if there's any films on Fandor that I should check out. Lee Lion says, Enter the Dragon is my favorite martial arts film. Well, it's also usually considered to be one of the greatest martial art films of all time, and it's one that I still need to see. So don't hate on me, Lethal. System Mayor says, Doomcock says Disney Star Wars is Soylent Dreams. Jeff Cow says, yes, Tony Jaa is awesome. He is so awesome. Pompiana says Kung Fu Hustle is fire. One of the best action comedies in human history. Yes. So my friends highly recommend Kung Fu Hustles. That's on my list. Super says, Sally, I don't think there's an official connection between Star Wars and Toys R Us, which if it were true, but wish it were true. But from what I know, the chain was bought up and then the parent company pushed all on their debt. Okay, yes, that makes sense. So again, it would be really fascinating if it was because or had a lot to do with Star Wars, but yeah, I don't know how much there is there, as you were saying. Jeffrey Toon says Jeffrey Chan equals Project A 1 and 2, Armor of God 1 and 2. I love Jackie Chan so much. I really do want to check out his early work because he's amazing. He does all of his own stunts and he's very, very talented. Jeffrey Toon says, Odin, are you familiar with British cinema? Not overly familiar. I know Monty Python. We talked about this in a previous live stream where Monty Python Search for the Holy Grail is one of my all-time favorite films. But I wouldn't call myself a connoisseur of British film, but I'm open to hearing some suggestions. Mr. Peabody says, you could have been the first person to poop scoop on live stream. I could have, absolutely. But I also think I'm the first person to wear a Chewbacca onesie on a live stream. So, you know, we're a channel of first here on Nosebleed Block. No, not. Jeffrey Toon to any great degree. Jeff Toon Super says, however, wouldn't be surprised if Star Wars was one of the franchises that started tanking Star Wars, Toys R Us, and inspired the parent company to push their debt on. Yeah, I could totally see that. Greta says, I can make a list for you. Oh, well, thank you very much, Greta. I appreciate that. Susan Mary says, yeah, I've seen that sequence. Tony Jaa kicks a woman in the... Yes, dude, it is an amazing sequence. It's so freaking good. And also, there's a couple times when he kicks people off the staircase, and you're just like, this is all happening all at once. The choreography that had to go into that fight scene is just insane. Voorhees says, all right, I'm going to bounce. You both are awesome. Odin, keep up the good work. Never lose your sense of fun. Well, thank you very much, Voorhees. Thanks for joining us. You've been great in the chat, so thank you very much for joining us. Hope to see you on future live streams, and I will definitely try and keep my try and always keep it lighthearted and fun. And also, Voorhees, if you can give me any advice on because Voorhees, I think you were the one that talked about Patreon, so maybe if you can give me some advice on that of what kind of things you might want to see, or you think people might want to see. Anyone in the chat too, if there's anything, if you think I should start a Patreon, and what I should offer, please let me know, because I would definitely be interested in that if people want it. Because again, if people aren't interested, I'm not going to make one. But if people are interested and they want to give for getting more content, let me know, because I definitely would be open for that for sure. I want to make sure you get something out of it, though. I don't want you to just to give me money. That's not what it's about. It's just something that I want to be able to give to you as much as I possibly can. Let's see. Jeff Cotto says GoldenEye 64 rocks. It really does. It's probably my favorite shooter game of all time. Jeffrey Toon says, yeah, a lot of Jackie Chan stuff in the 80s and 90s is fantastic, and those fight scenes blew my mind. Yes, he is so great in those. Donald Hudson says no odd jobs. Let's see. Trevor Toon says there is only one Cannibals the Musical. Okay, I figured as much, but I just want to make sure. So yes, that is on my radar. So that is one that I want to see. Mech says GoldenEye and the GoldenEye game were fun, but I have to disagree with Pierce Brosnan's cold fish portrayal of 007. No. Again, I agree. I don't think he was a good Bond. I do not think he was a good Bond, but I liked him in GoldenEye. But that's because I liked the movie GoldenEye, not necessarily that I liked him as 007. I just wanted to clarify that. Jeffrey Toon says, sorry, getting tired again. Hey, I don't blame you. We've been going for a long time, so I'm gonna be wrapping up pretty soon because I have to get up for work tomorrow. And also, I'm getting really, really hot in this thing. I've been hot for a long time, but I'm glad that y'all appreciate it. Blake Morris says, San Francisco pastor daughter moves San Fran to become an Oprah. You said an Oprah singer. I know you meant opera. I know you meant opera, but an Oprah singer. Meets and loves. Oh, name this film and you get a digital cookie. Like Oprah. Meets and love interest scoundrel Clark Gable. Spencer Tracy plays priest best friend of Gable. Ends with San Fran earthquake. Well, spoiler alert. But no, definitely gonna check that out. It's on my list. Jeff Cotto, horror teen films. Night of the Demons. Demons, the one in the movie theater. Extra's face is terrifying. Oh my goodness, I can't do that. Yeah, I can't do those, Jeff Cotto. Those would be too scary for me, man. Voice says, was about to bounce until I heard you reading my soy comment on Soylent Green. It was a joke, dude. Come on, Owen. You can do better yourself. I know, man. I got it. I got it. But no, I appreciate you still. Jeffrey Toon says Demons by Dario Argento, one of my faves. Let's see. I enjoyed Demons too, says Toon. Donald Hudson, happy 4th. Have a great night, all. Donald Hudson, well, thank you for joining us in the live stream. We are about to wrap things up. So, guys, if y'all want to get any last minute comments, as soon as I get caught up with the chat, we're going to be ending it. So, Don't think this is the moment to say, oh my goodness, we have to spam the chat. We have to spam chat because I do need to get to bed. But I'm going to read through every single comment and get to the live chat before I go. I do that every single night, and I always just want to remain consistent with that. Blakemore says, San Fran written from the true event of 1906 earthquake. All right, good to hear. Super says, the joy of painting helped me get through college algebra homework. I love Bob Ross. Yes, Bob Ross is life. Jeff Cotta says, Bob Ross smoked some good green. Genius. Yeah, he was definitely on something. Mr. P. says, Soylent Green has nothing to do with soy, so don't worry about it. It's a classic apocalyptic sci-fi. Yeah, I know. My wife drinks Soylent, and it also has nothing to do with soy. So yeah, I got that. Super says, everyone needs a friend. Without a little clouds, you wouldn't have a big clouds. Exactly. Oh, let's make a happy. Yeah. Let's just give it a nice little. Let's just whack it out there. Yeah, it's so much fun, right? That's my favorite part. I love that. Let's make a happy little tree over here. Yeah, let's just do that. I love Bob Ross. Let's see. Mr. Peabody says, we appreciate Odin, your energy and your pace. Hydrate. Yes, absolutely. I have to stay hydrated. You're absolutely right. Jeffrey Toon says, being to see a film every day is a good deal. It really is. So again, the customer service sucks garbage and the CEO is an ass, but I will use it for as long as I have it. Tina says, Odin, you're still going strong. We're after 3 hours now. Oh my goodness. And then Chewbacca onesie to boot. I know we've been going for 3 hours. I'm in this Chewbacca onesie. I am still going strong. That is what I always try to bring here to every live stream. Jeff Cotter says, guys, best Sean Connery film is Time Bandits. Lethal Lightning says, Pedrita Durango is one of my favorite movies starring Rosie Perez. You should check it out. Well, if anyone else suggests it, definitely. Super says, AMC is great, but I have an AMC in Cinemark near my house, and the AMC is literally double the price. It's $14. Well, if you get the new AMC, A-list card, basically you keep if you have an AMC subs card, you keep that card. And what you're able to do though, when you join the service, is you get 3 movies every week. So 3 movies every week. You can see 3 movies on the same day if you want, and they can be the same movie too. So you get three movies every single week, and you pay $20 a month. I think that's a pretty good deal personally. And also that $20 that you pay goes onto your stubs card. So you get credit for that $20. You don't get credit for the movies that you see, but you do get credit for the $20. And also you can use those 3 films on IMAX, Dolby, 3D. If you want to see 3D, I love IMAX and Dolby. Those are great, but you can use those 3 tickets on the premium tickets as well. So it pays for itself if you go to see at least like 2 or 3 films a week. So just something to think about. 70 says, finally, I think the fireworks have stopped. My pups were freaking out. I apologize. Hey, that's okay. Mine were too. Surprisingly, my pups are asleep finally, and they are adorable. They are so cute, and I love them. So hopefully none start going off anymore, but I am about to end it, so I'm about to put them up. Jeffrey June says, was raised on horror films. I used to go to Church of England school for 4 to 6 years old, and when I was 5, I had an horror movie annual. The headmistress freaked out about it. Yeah, I've never been a big horror film fan. Jeff Cotta says, Time Bandits. Let's see. Hi, Stephanie. Steph is back. Yes, she is. She is amazing. Mr. Peabody says, you already have to step up on others because you are personally relating to everyone. We will all be back. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I do try to, because again, I love reading everyone's comments. I usually will connect with someone on something because I'm pretty much just like, I'm all over the place with my interests. And so thank you, Mr. Peabody. I appreciate that. Thank you. Blake Moore says, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I want to check out that movie so bad. Let's see. Stephanie says, you are the best. No, Stephanie B, you are the best. You are, oh my goodness, you're so amazing. Trevor Toon says, British films, The Third Man, excellent film. Love The Third Man. Bridge Over the River Kwai, it's on my list of things to see. I own it, and I can't wait to see it. Any Hammer horror film, I don't know what that is. I'll try and think of more tomorrow. Okay, so I do have some knowledge of British film, and so I do like them for the most part. Reese Saunders, hello, Reese Saunders. Welcome to the chat. Mech says, oh, we'll be back, all right. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger from The Terminator. I'll be back. Yes, absolutely. Super says, speaking of Goldeneye again, over the last 3 years or so, Sean Bean has made appearances in films where he hasn't died. Why isn't he dying anymore? It's his thing. You're absolutely right. It is totally his thing. That's why I love one of the best YouTube videos you can find, and maybe one of my Valkyrie can post it. There is a compilation of all the Sean Bean deaths, and it's amazing because you just realize how many films he actually dies in. But you're right, he hasn't been dying. In fact, there's one film when he died and then came back recently too, and I was like, this is blasphemy. You're supposed to die, man. Super says, beat the behind, just beat the devil out of it. Yes, you know, just gonna beat the devil out of it. Adam Davies says, thank you all. Be safe and stay ace as Guardians. Adam Davies, thank you once again for joining us. You also have a good night as well. Jeffrey Toon says, I like the Deadpool 2 Bob Ross parody. Yes, oh my goodness, that was my favorite trailer for Deadpool 2. Jeffrey Toon says, night everybody who is leaving. Absolutely night. Good night to everybody. System Error says, Odin's body hair is an all body beard onesie. Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. If someone can find me a onesie that is just a giant beard, I will wear that for a live stream. Let's see. Absolutely. See you later, Adam Davies. Super says, darn, that is a great deal. It really is it is a great deal. So that's why I'm probably going to be switching from MoviePass because their customer service is terrible. And I know AMC because I work there and I know a lot of people there. And, obviously there are certain people that might not be good at their job, but overall the customer service experience is actually pretty good. Jeff Cotto says, I leave when Odin and the Valkyries leave. Yes, Jeff Cotto. Max says, what is your other dog's name? So my dog's names are Willow and River. I'm saying that quietly because they get excited when I say their names. And so they're asleep right now and I want them to stay asleep. It's funny because even though I'm speaking very loudly, they still say it's comforting them to hear my voice. So I don't know why. Jeffrey Toon says, I will stay to the end. Well, we are almost done. Let's see. Lethal says, yeah, horror is my favorite genre. Halloween is my absolute favorite movie. Okay, so I don't like horror films, but Halloween is a little bit different because it's a little bit more campy. It's not as scary. I love Halloween. My favorite modern horror films, though, would be The Babadook. Excellent Australian horror film. And I would also say Get Out is more of a psychological thriller. I wouldn't call it as a horror film, but it's also really good. It Follows is an excellent horror film. That movie scared the crap out of me, but it's also really, really, really good. So shout outs to those movies if you've never seen them. And it looks like I'm catching up with the chat. So we're about to call it a night, guys. But let me just read these last ones. So Tina says, he had a great death in Fellowship of the Ring. Yes, he did. Oh my goodness. So when they, the fact I love the compilations of him being shot like 1,000 different times. They're really great. Greta says, talking to Lethal Lightning. Tina says, we'll post the wiki leak to Hammer movies in your Twitter. Many of them starred Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. That is awesome. Yes, please do that. Somebody says, don't go to the sunken place. Yes, don't go to the sunken place. Oh my goodness. That part of Get Out was so terrifying. Let's see. Super says, other random question. Have you ever seen American Psycho? Yes, I've seen American Psycho. I love it. Oh my goodness. I think my favorite parody of American Psycho is there is one where it's the scene when they're comparing business cards and instead someone green screened a Pokemon card instead, and him like explaining and talking about it. It's perfect. It's so freaking good. But yes, I've seen American Psycho. I love it. I think it's so creepy, but so fun. All right, guys. So I am caught up with the chat now. I know that the chat is delayed from the stream a little bit. So I know I'm probably gonna get some streams, but I'm gonna go ahead and just say thank you all so much for joining me tonight. We hit 1,000. We did it. I wore the onesie. It is there. Maybe it'll make an appearance sometime in the future. But guys, thank you all so much for joining me. And I'm gonna just stay here for a little longer just to get any of the good nights that might be coming in the chat. And yeah, y'all have been awesome. So if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button before you go too. I would greatly appreciate that. And we do this almost every night. I'm going to take off tomorrow, so I'm not going to do a live stream tomorrow. So that way I can go see Ant-Man and the Wasp and maybe see another film too. So that way I can have some more movies to review for you guys. So thank y'all very much for joining. And let's see what we got here. We got but I will be back for our live stream on Friday. So I will be back on Friday, probably Saturday and Sunday as well. And then I'll let y'all know by that time my wife will be back in town, so I'll probably take a night off to spend some time with her. And also too, I'm going out of town next week, so there'll be a couple nights where I might try and live stream from Chicago. And especially since I'll be on vacation, it should be a lot easier because I'm going with 2 people, so it won't be hard for me to break away, especially at night since we're doing theme parks. We're not going to be there too late at night since they close early. But yeah, so just be looking forward to that. And again, I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all like this content. Hope y'all having fun because again, that's what all this is about. That's why I also do the low council on Tuesdays. If you don't know what that is, I do a low council live stream during the high council for anyone that wants to participate in the high council, but sometimes gets lost in the chat. So that way they have a much slower alternative. So I do that every Tuesday when I can. This coming Tuesday will probably be the first time I won't be able to do that because that is when I'm flying out to Chicago. But hey, maybe from the airport I'll do a short one. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, let's get to these good nights. Stephanie B says, yay. Blake Moore says, good night. Thanks for the chat. Thank you, Blake Moore. Actually, absolutely have a great night. Super says, try trying to get a reservation at Dorsia now. Awesome. Jeffrey Toon says, night, everybody. MX says to everyone later. Later. Good later. Later, Max. Greta says, good night. Tina says, oh, night, everyone. Good night, Tina. Tina, you are amazing. Stephanie, you are also amazing. My Valkyrie are the best mods around. Pompiana says, take care, bro. Super says, night, everybody. This stream did not disappoint. Well, I'm glad about that. We're going through. For anyone that's been here the entire 3 hours, thank you so much. Like, that's insane, but I appreciate you. You're amazing. I love you. Digital cookies to everyone that's still in the chat right now. Digital cookies to everyone in the chat right now. I'm going to give them all away right now because that is how amazing y'all are. Y'all all helped to get to 1,000. Y'all all helped to make this stream possible, and I could not do this without you. I say this every single time. Without you, I am nothing. Without you, I'm just a person talking to themselves, talking to a camera on YouTube, and y'all are what make this possible. Y'all are what make this fun. So please keep coming back because I'm having fun, and I hope you're having fun as well. Jeffrey Toon says, we will have to manage without you. I'm sure you'll do just fine, man. Mr. Peabody says, night, everybody. 70B says, everybody rocks. Everyone definitely rocks. Tina, happy 4th of July. Everyone in the States, happy 4th of July. Absolutely. And I definitely just, yes, it's also time for me to rest my voice as well. Super says, have a great day tomorrow. Fun at the movies. Thank you, Super. And again, check me out on Twitter if you want to see my instant reaction to Ant-Man and the Wasp. Follow me on Twitter. I will post my Stardust reaction there. System Air says, night, everybody. System Air says, time to let sleeping dogs lie. Exactly. My sleeping dogs especially. Jeff Gatto says, love you guys. God bless. Good night. May the force with you all. You too, Jeff. You're amazing. Tina says, you better spend some time with your wife. Yes, I really should. I really should. And she doesn't know that I wore this onesie tonight either. So I'm going to have to tell her later saying, hey, you might want to check out my live stream tonight because you'll be surprised. You don't have to watch the entire 3 hours, but you might want to look at it anyway because, you'll be surprised. Trevor Dune says, it's so nice to come here and chat without the heavy politics. Absolutely. I try and say, again, I might make some comments every now and then, but I try and keep politics out of it because it just weighs us down so much. And I kind of want this to be an escape, just like the movies are supposed to be an escape. I hope that this chat is a bit of an escape as well. Deborah June says, I'm here. Adam Davies says, yeah, Adam Davies, you already left, man. Get out of here. Digital cookies for everyone. Yes, digital cookies. Nom, 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 nom. Super says, you are champions, my friends. You are the champions, my friends. Jeff Cotto, finally, yes, cookies. Mr. Peabody says, night, River and Will. Yes, good night, my puppies. Woohoo. Yes, Adam Davies excited about cookies. Super says, real quick, is your channel name, your user, your Twitter handle? Yes, it is Odin's Movie Blog. So definitely follow me there. Message me if you want to talk. Leo says, lit stream. Take care, everyone. You too, man. And we're definitely going to collaborate soon. Lethal Lightning. Brad Noble says, when did my rug get on YouTube channel? Brad Noble, you make it to the very end of the chat. Brad Noble. I'm so glad that you were able to see this though live. So, Brad Noble. Stephanie, can you go ahead and put Brad Noble in timeout just for the hell of it? Since he came in late. Time him out for 5 minutes so that way he can't comment anymore. Trevor does this. Haha, Brad. Guys, Brad is indeed our pet troll. We love Brad. Brad Noble, you actually get a cookie because I just gave everyone a cookie who's in the live strat. So yes, you do. All right, guys. So that is going to be it. Tina says, wait, where did Brad come from? Yeah, he just came out of nowhere. Adam, out of nowhere. RKO out of nowhere. Gold, Brad absolutely says Adam Davies. All right, thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. It's been a marathon. It's been so much fun. We got the onesie. It's been a great time. Have a great day, everybody. And I love you all so much. Y'all are fantastic. Y'all are the reason why I do this, and y'all are amazing. Cookies for everyone, says Stephanie B. Absolutely. So thank y'all so much. Have a great day. And as always, God bless. Have a great night, everybody. And may the force be with you.
Always.